So at least for their attacking half, that's almost what I'm expecting here, is to be able to push and pull around the defense and then expose the gap and then go for the site executes.
Yeah, it's great maps for both teams. Consulate, you just highlighted, that is the map for the blueprint to work, right? Chalet for DZ, it's their best map. They took down FaZe on it and SLC, and it was previously their best map.
Thank you so much, yo. I really hope JJ comes back.
We'll just have to see.
All right, we will. Dark Zero and WildCard. These teams love going head-to-head. We see it all the time. And the story between these two teams, well, today it will continue to build with an esports spot on the line.
Well, I have to agree with the boys over on the couch.
Easy WildCard.
I think this one has 3 maps written all over it. Just based on the map veto, based on the way things seem heading
I've been live
into
this whole time.
The first time getting to see at this stage, and certainly even across all of the regions currently in the ecosystem, it's got to be the least played map. Feel like I haven't got to cast this in quite some time.
69% DZ.
Heavy favorite with the socials, at least going into the first map of
It's
the
Prada.
series.
You changed your name? All right. Thank you for telling me. Thank you for telling me, because well, I would have saw that you were a mod, so I could have probably figured it out, but thank you for telling me.
See a little bit of Consulate, as you've said, it has seen a very low frequency globally, really, at this point. And for WildCard,
what map is this?
A map that has been tucked away and hidden away for a long time.
But you said if it doesn't go 3 maps, you'll be disappointed. Well,
over the last few months,
you know what's funny?
It has been on 20.
Someone tweeted something about Consulate not being played in Pro League. Like, it's the most banned map in Pro League. They haven't seen much Consulate. Who said it? Maybe Fett? Maybe like Fett or Mint talked about it.
The hallmarks of being a 3-mapper, but we'll wait and see, of course, how this series does eventuate.
Interesting. What is that background? That looks fire. Hold up. I like that background they got on though. Was that something else they dropped today?
Kind of just base it on who wins this console. I mean,
Do you think Super might have mentioned that too? It was somebody. And they're like, what's the point of having like Consulate in the map? And I was kind of like, and I kind of thought, well, I mean, it's a great take, you know, but like if you take Consulate out, then what are you replacing Consulate with? Like what, you know? Should bring back Theme Park? No, because here's the thing. Where's the thing with the Pro League maps was like, well, they based it off of what they based it off of. They based it off of attack and defending, you know, that win ratio. So like, you know, you come back, you bring that Theme Park back, then what? Because the defense, the defender side of the ratio was like over the top. It was too large of a dispute, you know.
Really good for them as well.
I like this. DC's coming out very positive, very like.
Fans as well have concluded.
Been going for a spawn
double info on the side.
I guess it's pretty crazy.
With Solid Snake and Daimos unavailable, and a double hard breach denial with the Kite and.
Let's see if I get restricted
for defense
for the 5th time today.
So that may limit some of that potential here for WildCard, the pacing, etc. Garnering that information, and it's going to make that mean that drones are even more valuable. Although with the Kite and the Bandit both banned out, that may alleviate pressure for the top floor, hard breach and basement. Faults finds the opening kill though. Strong start for DZ, and it's the Striker taken out of play for WildCard.
Yeah, and I think getting these early picks on Select is going to be being quite a lot.
Oh, what side are they attacking?
At least on this map, and honestly Chalet as well. So the first 2 maps of this series, a lot of this sort of entry battle, a lot of these entry denials, these fighting at the windows, that's going to be quite a bit.
Oh, it's not second floor. I thought it was second floor.
Series for DZ and WildCard. Bays.
I didn't even catch out Baby Shark.
Comfortability at the top of Spiral.
Died. Okay.
Newers falls to Spiker. We saw his wonderful clip on Clubhouse during the intermission.
He's gonna plan off?
The plan side of Expo.
Where's?
Kino's probably the closest one, and even he's not going to be
this
able
is
to
a very
get
good
into a
plan.
position to deny. Bait does go down. 3v3 post plan. Plant successfully down for WildCard. Really quick adaptation mid-round. Sees them into a
this is a WildCard. Wow, first round.
With Adrian, there's a lot of presence outside of the building that Dark Zero need to go deal with. They're not ready for Spiker. Still down below at the bottom.
Dude, I've just been introduced to who Spiker was. It was nasty.
Long arm this, but I don't think that's going to be possible. Directly below still is
Not
Spiker, and
going
he
to.
hits the
Yeah.
headshot. Spiker is
Get your 4K, Spiker. Get your 4K.
As WildCard now look very likely to take this opening round. One from below, one from above.
Wow. What's up, Paul?
On the board.
They keep Baby Shark from heating up. DZ has it in the bag.
And again, Spiker playing a huge role in that round.
Dude, I don't know. That looks...
most exciting players to watch
Spiker's
of this stage, and he's
Spiker's
really
lucky him, man. That was a nice... Dude, he got in there.
This stage, right at the perfect
hold up, I messed it up. He got in there. He got in there and just instantly went for a plant. It was like he said, sights free.
His ability to execute on those plays.
They've got to deal. They got to deal with my teammates on vert. Like, oh my gosh.
It was down below, and with both Kansan and Adrian's second floor.
How am I doing today? I mean, I was doing pretty good. And I keep on getting pissed off because TikTok keeps on restricting my live. Like every single time for doing a watch party. It's never happened before. And then just like
Spiker, the best.
Every time I've gone live today, it has.
Sucks,
dude.
The second best.
It sucks.
Hazarded a guess in this series that we're probably going to see quite a few post plant.
And I'm really worried because I mean I like doing these watch parties. They're pretty fun. So I get most of my followers, but like tomorrow, I want to watch that SR game. I'm gonna watch it, But it's like, well, I don't know. I just don't know why.
As of today and really as of this stage. And I don't really see too much value.
You know what? Maybe it's because I haven't been saying red and purple app. I've just been saying like their actual names.
Clearly a map that.
So they tried to restrict me some other way for some BS.
Probably has started to fall out of
That's
favor
probably
a little bit.
Yeah, we actually had a quick look back at just how long Consulate
Dude, they
has
brought
been
a 0?
in the pool, and it was a bit of a shock. Time flies. It's been nearly 3 years since Consulate was reintroduced.
Oh, by the way, thank you for liking my live, brother.
Even though there wasn't a whole lot
I didn't say it earlier.
Yeah, it's definitely in that weird position now where it doesn't have the new tag really at all anymore.
Yeah, its days may be numbered until it gets reworked again. We'll see. As Kansan finds the open up faults, though, with the trade with the Vulcan. Yeah. Swapping mags. You take that. And DZ will be pretty pleased. Yeah.
2 for 1. Basement the site, and Basement now a worry here for WildCard. We see the 0 in play. Adrian trying to get some information.
Okay. Should be good. Should be good.
Dark Zero for mine, I think a little bit better off now between the two teams. 4v4 heading into the final 90 seconds of the round. Still got a Nitro Cell with NJR. Impact, couple of gas babes, so decent utility. Bay's gonna go searching towards yellow. Actually slowly makes his way up. There is actually one in piano. That's J90. This could be a crucial 1 versus 1. If they can deal with this, that eliminates that first floor pressure. But Bay
no shot. Bay
is not
deals
going to
with
be able
this.
to lurk over to his position. J90 is now fully aware that someone is aggressing on his location.
He's in a bit of a pinch, but catches Kansan. Bay not in a position to try and immediately hit the trade.
Oh my gosh.
J90 when he gets the second, that's job done.
It
was now in position to find Bay and does so. This has been good offside play from DZ. Adrian will sneak forward, but a 1 versus 3.
Dude, I thought I was going to see it with. Thought I was going to see it with, dude. Okay, you're right. J90 played that like, played that perfectly. I don't know how he. I don't know how I got 2, but why? You know my problem is I just saw Spiker get a 3K, plant the bomb with Ash, and win them the first round. So why did Spiker hop on a shield immediately after? Like I get that they like draw, they draw these attacks and defenses up, and they're like, all right, like Spiker's like, yeah, I'll play the Monty. Bay will play the Ash, but it's like, well.
Maybe not so much.
You can just be like, hey,
here, but
I look, he just popped off. Let's switch it, you know?
On this first floor towards Piano, where he was, pretty much
or just genuinely be like, why don't we have our IGL play just a little bit more fried? I don't know. I don't like about all this stuff.
Defending basement or consulate 1-to-1.
Yeah, certainly a good effort there from Dark Zero, and again, given the data driving this map, I think it's very much just an opportunity for Dark Zero to try and get a free punch. I don't think there's a ton of expectation for them to. That's
what they drew up in scrims.
Find success, as we've been saying, and the desk affirmed.
But you know what they've been saying about scrims? Either way, they've been saying that no one takes scrims seriously.
This matchup,
you know.
And so that should
they've been saying like even T1 teams, like I get T2, T3 teams not taking scrim seriously, but
back themselves in, play pretty default, and see that. You know,
they've been saying that scrimming just hasn't been it.
That could be enough to give themselves a lead in the series potentially. We'll have to certainly just wait and see as this map develops. Could end up being a bit of a grind for both teams. As we head into round number 3, split site. We'll see what approach Wildcard opt to go for. Early positioning would indicate a map clear, potentially all the way from top down. Spiker can drop yellow on the blitz and play the front line.
I'm trying to get as much info on this map as possible, guys, and so far I'm not.
Okay, so now he wants to go fast, or
again, because this could be fast paced from. Wildcard. Spiker has gone from the roof to the basement all the way down.
Oh, they're doing a base clear?
Yeah, it won't be top down.
Not even.
Immediately hit basement, and it's just hold service stairs.
Well, they kind of keep DZ guessing on a split site where they obviously need to still defend.
Wildcard and DZ were screaming against each other a lot at the last major. They have a good rapport. That's good to know. That's good to know.
First floor. It's only Fox that's really kind of defending basement at the moment. He's going to be able to get a lot of information, but can he get the intel that the plant's going down below inside a server? Spiker will not get that plant. Newers was able to deny from the first floor, had the angle on the blitz. And therefore now Dark Zero not only deny the plant, they had that extra player. That now no longer. J90 falls to Baby Shark, who finds his second kill of this game. Wildcard recover the diffuser. Now, if they want, they can start to push up service there.
Oh,
that's
God,
exactly what Kansan has gone to do. Gets rid of Newers. Plant will be successful. I love this spacing from Wildcard, and it seems as if it's going to work out in the third round.
But where's this watch?
Only NJR. But with Kansan down, maybe a 1v2 is still possible. We'll need to pick up the pace as he converts onto Kansan. Goes for the kill. Oh, lovely headshot onto Bay. And it creates the 1 versus 1 against Baby Shark, who slips over to Visa. Yellow ping. Headshot connects. NJR with a huge clutch. It doesn't get any better than that from NJR.
Wow.
What I just watched? What I just watched?
And not even a reaction from
my gosh.
That's just every day at the office for them. What a clutch.
Bro, what was that?
I mean, that's just another good example of a player who knows he's in such a
well, you know, you're saying that had to be a fat finger. Did he? I don't know. I don't know if he threw the C4 and it got shot. I want to see the replay.
The play,
like,
and was able to catch the timing.
I thought maybe he fat fingered, but I also thought that he threw the C4, knew it got shot, and just decided to hop over anyways.
And NJR just so cool, calm, and collected. That's a big round. This is a map where I expected Wildcard, even in this early stage, to have probably been a little more dominant than they have so far. So,
bro, it was perfect for Wildcard, literally perfect.
40 seconds, NJR was.
But Baby Shark isn't. That's the thing. Baby Shark, like.
The Baby Shark right here goes for impact, so tries to find Vert. Then elects to jump out, go Visa side. There was yellow.
I don't know what he's doing. He said you could check the Red app stream. See, I gotta say the Red app now. Yeah, thank you.
Stats, by the
thank
way,
you, Zoom.
that I was kind of referencing regarding content, trying to find as much information.
So anyways, I don't have ads going on Twitch. I only have through on the Purple app. I only have it going for the Purple app in between games, and then obviously I don't have any ads on the Red app. Yeah, C4 got shot. That's what I thought. But still, did he really? Was he really like, oh yeah, like let me, like I'm gonna get this off, or was it a true fat finger? Who knows? We'll never know.
So, I mean, I think the best case example, what I would go for in this half is that 4-2.
This is a great cam by News, showing everything but his
Get
face.
to the 4 rounds on defense as a minimum. So far, not too bad. I mean, you got 2 locked up. Dockerby ban and the Goyo ban and the Adrian
first pick.
For WildCard. One thing though that's been very noticeable in this first half, the pace from WildCard has been at an incredible level.
Been super
Kills,
fast.
but these opening kills have been early, and these plants as well, guys. Minute 19, minute 15. So keep that in mind here as we head to CO meeting for the first time, and this is a site where you can play
Looks like a
quickly.
3C4 to distract, but just unlucky timing. Oh, that's how it is. Okay.
Yeah, DZ are certainly looking to try and aggress early in these
I mean, with
rounds.
all those flicks you can get, it's definitely possible.
On a couple of occasions now, WildCard have been able to have a read and punish that. We'll see how they now look to
So WildCard decides to go for a default admin clear.
Admin across. Ranged hard
I thought I saw someone go like yellow side and lurk up. Yeah.
As well in this setup, Spiker can again with smokes in pocket, be self-sufficient. And they're in a position now where they could even consider console side, but clearly the admin side take is first preference at the moment. We'll see if that changes at all with the clash in play. And oh, Spiker falls. So NJR plays under yellow skylight, and Spiker presumably just not expecting him to be in that position.
That is a weird position play.
Another nerve-wracking
Yeah, I
round.
get that.
No Newers, no Spiker. Spiker, of course, started hot. He got his 3 kills all in the opening round. And boy, were they impactful, as that's the only round WildCard have won so far. 60 seconds. Not a lot of time left now for WildCard. That early pace that, again, they tried to show has now been stalled out.
Nothing to clear the
There's a real
clash.
lack of explosives here as well into the clash. No frag grenades
Neymar, I
remain,
think,
and just
left him alive.
Grimby. They
Cut
were
Neymar.
completely starved of utility for the final 40 seconds of this push.
And that push is probably going to have to be one where they flood together and hope that they can hit some really good shots. And that's going to
An
be
angle, actually?
Bolt on the clash, shield up. Kansas
Oh.
talk about a really good shot, but Kino finds the double with the SMG. And suddenly a 2v3 when you've still got to deal with this clash, and the Shamika launcher of NJR can certainly make that floor lava. There's no gas beams left for Kino, so he'll just stay shotgun, play the close angle. He can swing at any time, but holds his nerve. A little shoulder peek.
How
It
is
goes the way of
that?
Canton. Needs to hit the next shot rather quickly, but he's so low. Dinner plate
No
will do
peek
the
it,
job
isn't
from
he?
NJR. 1 second remaining in the 1v1, and Baby Shark just doesn't have the time to close the gap. It's another round for Dark Zero as they make it 3 straight. They go 3-1 up. And it's 3 different sites as well. WildCard are really pushing the limit here. They're doing so much right, but they're just not getting the reward.
Damn, attack timeout already.
Full call, a tactical timeout.
It's certainly a respectable effort from WildCard to wrangle that to 1v1. The clash is still up, and literally 0 util. This entire push is completely dependent on positioning.
Awesome
and
close range
trading.
gunfight with a
Clash
shotgun.
initially start to slow a little bit.
That's a me type of play right there.
Canton was very narrowly close to dropping NJR as well. If he hits that spray, obviously the round goes completely the other way. So WildCard show good fight in that roundage, and generally are showing good fight here on Constellate so far, but it's small margins, it's 1%ers, it's a classic tale of a close best of 3 where they are losing out. And Dark Zero with 3 rounds straight are making a little bit of a statement on a map where I think there was very little expectation on them showing up on. So this has been a strong performance from DZ thus far, and while the onus is on WildCard to invest heavily in that tac timeout, which they do, and clearly identifying that 2-4 scoreline as being a target.
I kind of look at the timeout more as in relation to the fact that it's 3 straight for Dark Zero, but it's also from WildCard's perspective, in my opinion, I think they're doing a decent amount right, but they're just not able to, you know, get that execute point down pat. Yeah, take a little bit of a breather, talk things over. 2 pretty important rounds still to be played. Again, it's your map pick. So it's never a nice feeling when you do find yourself a couple of rounds down, but I do have the expectation this should favor defense, but it's a game of two halves. We won't know. Maybe Dark Zero have got some things cooked up on their own attack.
Maybe.
And with that timeout now used by WildCard, well, they're not going to be able to stall out any momentum later in that second half, so really do need to close this first half out.
Just glad DZ didn't let Cafe get through this time. Really? Are they back half 18?
Very detrimental, though. I think for WildCard is just losing Spiker at various points of these, well, 3 rounds that have played since the opening round.
WildCard smoked them last time. Oh, got you. All right.
Interesting for Dark Zero, they will skip Expo Piano after what happened in the one round that WildCard won. I think that's the smart play.
Another fast clear.
Of course,
I like it. But they got an Ella, so wow, beautiful, beautiful.
Another one for WildCard early.
Another one, yeah, again, but it's DZ that are dictating that by playing ultra aggressive.
Nice. This is like a textbook clear. I love it.
It's better from WildCard.
Well, I mean, they played the clear well, but Dark Zero, as you said, have kind of, I think, allowed this to happen. They've played into it.
Well, they have to double down now. There's no point anchoring in this position. They will look to try and make more aggressive plays now in a hope that they can get this round back, but it's low percentage.
Well, it feels like the NJR Nitrocell is probably their way back into this round. And to get something from below, even if it's just one, then it's a 3v4. Suddenly you're not, ultra outnumbered towards the execute point of the round.
I was hoping you can get a bit of info here from Kino.
Oh, good.
Here we go.
Oh, is he good? No, he holds it.
What?
To be fair, if he blew that immediately, I don't think he actually gets the kill. Maybe some damage on the radius of the explosion.
He kills himself.
He does
Ding dong.
retrieve. I mean, these are the rounds that WildCard have to be winning. Otherwise, it becomes a very sore point for them here on this map. Their map pick. If they go 4-1 down after a 5v3 advantage post a tactical timeout, incredibly demoralizing.
Yeah, it would be.
Hanson will rip the 4 boards up. 50 seconds.
Yeah,
Next
gee,
kill,
yeah.
Baby Shark
WildCard's got
takes
this
up.
one.
He's been pivotal in this 5th round out of the timeout.
Yeah, 40 seconds. WildCard largely doing a good job at containing this defense, of holding both Spiral and the back push. And it could well be flawless. 30 on the board.
It's the most dominant round that we've had so far on Consulate. It may even be flawless if NJR doesn't hit this shot through the hatch. He gets Baby Shark down.
1v5 and he's quick peeking a hatch. I love it.
Margin as the plan is successful. You can put this one in the book. WildCard will win the 5th round. A really solid round from them. Excellent first floor clear. Dark Zero just got outnumbered pretty quickly. Spiker on the blitz didn't go down early. And that Nitrocell, which was held for quite some time, still does not have any say in the round.
3-2.
Flawless. WildCard much better out of their timeout.
Yeah, doing a good job in containing that aggression. Again, a large reason why the average entry kill time has been so early in the round is DZ continuing to aggressive.
I didn't know my door was open. My bad, man. Is this a Waterburger hoodie, bro?
Actually, for the most part, pretty well contained by WildCard, that first initial pick. It's been the delayed trade or the mid-round aggression where they have had some struggles so far, so better job there. And again, to illustrate that particular point, round 5, so successful conversion, right? Baby Shark gets the opener onto Newell. There's been 2 other occasions.
I got gifted this like my senior year of high school.
Where they got that opening kill. They were both within the first minute of the round, and then they went on to lose. So maybe that was also a point that was discussed during the TAC timeout, something that was identified and relayed. And they put it into action there in the 5th. So a solid response from WildCard. They reached the benchmark and have now well positioned themselves to potentially equalize the half.
Yeah, and what we do now as well, we go to round 6, Expo Piano for Dark Zero. We only saw it back in the opening round. Leaves the door ajar now for WildCard to make it 2 straight, tie things up 3-3. But also an opportunity for Dark Zero to respond on this site, which they did lose in the opening round. That was the 1 minute and 19-second plant by Spiker. So that was a very fast-paced round from WildCard. Now, looking at the lineup, it is going to be an incredibly different lineup to close out the half on this site. They bring the Stens, they bring the Zofia, the Ace, the Nomad, The Twitch, in fact, is the only operator that is remaining from that opening round. So they're going to cook up a second strategy. On the flip side for Dark Zero, they themselves will bring a couple of different operators. They drop, well, the Goyo's dropped for them, but they cannot bring the Goyo. They don't bring the Castle. So this time they get to bring the Azami and the Mozzie.
This is an interesting thought between that.
In this round with the diffuser and the
You need more teams playing Sense. She's a sleeper pick. Yeah, well.
Nitroed from below. What a play from DZ.
You see her a lot in Pro League, actually.
Diffuser
I feel like that's low-key why she hasn't got much buffs.
Well, we've seen some good Nitro cells. We've also cast our minds back to that first series. The hot and cold one that missed. That one was pivotal one missed. But you're right, when they have had influence, they've been massive so far this evening. Midpoint of the round, WildCard looking to pressure site now directly.
Yeah, I mean, the directness of this round from WildCard is going to put a lot into the hands of Baby Shark. Hands and hit shots. We'll talk about Newers
just lurking
to close out the half. 2 crucial kills. He got rid of the Sens, and now he gets rid of Baby Shark. A 2-player advantage for Dark Zero leads them towards the light in closing this first half.
They have no idea J9 is here.
Nicely. He could be good for one, and that one will be converted onto Bay. 1 and done from J9O, but that was all that was needed due to the earlier work in the half. And they find themselves now looking for that 4th round. Flash into bathroom. Good clear from Adrian. As Adrian and Kansas will need to go together. To close out this half, they would need to win a 2v5. Well, they got 1, but 4 to go. Not expecting, no, indeed, Adrian was expecting Folds to play close at Yellow Stairs. Hang on a second.
Oh
Is there
gosh.
one last twist?
What?
Indeed, there will be.
What?
It's suddenly down to the man that started it all in this
Oh my gosh,
round,
wait.
And he may just end it. Kansas will get off the case, and Newers will indeed end it.
Yo.
2 crucial kills to start the round. And 2 very crucial kills to end the round. 4-2 to DZ.
What a way to finish that half. Dark Zero snatching one from the jaws of WildCard. 4-2, a perfect example.
It became a it was a 5v2. Then it became a 2v1, and then who clutched that? Newers, and then Newers clutches it up. Bro, what? But he said that air jab saved his life. It definitely did. Why is my what is up with the live? Hey, yo, every single time it goes into like a replay, like the call just like turns to buns.
Almost brought that back. Thank God for the heroics.
He would have been that surprised. Pikachu me too.
But again, this game
but you know what WildCard's lacking? They're lacking Jones intel.
Extremely good job whether it's been on their attack.
I think I saw 3 of them die to rat spots. Newers, no, we saw 2 of them. Newers on that
their second round they won. They did a very good job. Then for
on that bottom spiral, and then Jano just tucked in that corner.
Yeah,
like these guys, there's a lot of missing intel.
Is in town. Of course he is.
That was shot, yeah. That's C4 was shot. You're right.
This was one of the rounds that WildCard should have been able to close out. And as we were listening to the comms, they actually thought they should have had 5 attacks. And you know, I'm not going to say everything's going to go your way. They
actually thought they should have 5 attacks. They have sold everything.
Bay, the weapon, the storm, whatever name we want to call them, how we're feeling that day. I mean,
wait, so really, this was a sold. That was a sold round. That 1v2 was a sold round.
It's not even that round, it's the top floor round as well.
So it could be 4-2 the other side split.
Long depth play, and they're going to rotate a guy to yellow skylight.
That was happening.
Underneath the skylight, kills that player. He's holding the position for Spire. Are correct. I mean, this is the most defender side of map that we have in our pool. I think.
And it's going to go back down. I took the video down? Yeah, I did.
On defense
I did.
Is they play into those trap robberies. They use that Denari. They use those Goyos for late round when people go for executes, pop those. But again, it's that early aggression. They get that first pick, and then they fall back into those layers. So I'm hoping they don't deviate off of that.
And they're not deviating off the blueprint that we've just talked about earlier in the segment. How did they beat WildCard? It was, it was mainly on this defensive half.
It's fine because
the shields from Kino. We're gonna
I gotta edit.
Both. They are.
I gotta edit another one.
Up, which I like. That
and
was
post it today, so it should
shields.
be fine. Should be good.
Gonna be available. So yes, Kino. Look at that, hopping right on that instantly. They're still gonna be able to go for the the normal full clears, but it's gonna be slow, and they're going to still be able to utilize the rest of their game plan. Yes, Valkyrie ban, great job on the side of DZ, but they're still gonna be able to use the Solus. They're still gonna be able to use the
Working till like 30 or
3:30.
They have also on Sunday.
Down 2 right now, but on the defensive half to see if they can make this comeback happen.
Yeah, and I guess the good news for WildCard fans, guys, is it's not as if it's the comeback of large proportions. You know, 2-4 half now go on defense. I think they'll still be pretty comfortable with where they sit. And interesting to hear as well from Mint in terms of the comms, where WildCard probably thinking, and to be honest, like I somewhat agree with them, is I don't think them being on 2 rounds is where they should be based on the overall general play.
Yeah, again, like Lax was saying, it's just been a couple of key moments in a lot of these rounds where a gunfight goes one way or the other, and that could be the difference maker. Yeah, certainly some volatile moments in that first half. I'm really intrigued to see what does the pacing look like. It was quick in that first half, largely dictated by the defense, but what does it look like in the second half? Dark Zero with the Monty, anticipating them to go for slower map clears. WildCard, if their blueprint is to translate here into this match, expecting it to be largely trap heavy and stall out heavy. So if DZ don't rein in that pace, or at least are cognizant of that, it could potentially be costly. So we'll see how that does develop over the course of this half. And again, is it going to be super quick pace like the first, or is it going to be more tempered? And I think tempered is the expectation if WildCard are to be pretty contained here and looking to play into the late round.
And don't forget Consulate's the kind of map as well where you can play aggressive on the defense. And speaking of aggressive, it's straight in plant towards Piano for Kino. He's going to sit this gas babe, and he should be able to get the plant successful and down, but he's not going to get after it. So he gets the plant down, but they do lose the Monty. 4 versus 5 means for WildCard as they find that opening kill and don't need to deal with the shield in the post plant, but it's still a post plant nevertheless. Spike will get straight on it, immediately straight off it as he's eliminated quickly by Fault. Newers was down, finished off by Bay. Again, with that timer ticking down, they are just going to start to throw bodies, but up close, Bay able to defend. Adrian will not be denied, and Preston, he sticks it the whole way through for WildCard.
Holy.
Oh, they're not going to allow Dark Zero to do to them what they tried to do to DZ in the first half. That quick play,
that's crazy. I'm just seeing a lot of like technical screw ups right now. Low key.
To play the post point, but he did make the right play.
The red app, the videos that I post on the red app are starting to get some traction. That's good, man.
It was a chaotic round.
Bro, Canton should have been able to
early into the
round get Kino before the plant went down.
Post plant position ended up being a little suboptimal. 3 players stuck on the outer, no one able to play for a late sweep top floor. That then
like so spread out, like
horizontally really nicely by the rest of the
but it's looking like it's a good series right now, you know. This wasn't like kind of like a one-sided match, like the 100T and 80 series was.
Ultimately, it opened up the window for the counter defuse to be a success. Good work from WildCard, and always a nice feeling, I think, early when you're able to play out a post like that, because they're very chaotic. There's a lot going on. Comms need to be clean. Everyone needs to be on the same wavelength, and I think from what we could see positionally there from WildCard, it was very much the case. So credit to them and sustaining the pressure of that first DZ.
Yeah, that's like this Tangent is nasty and that play, bro. He has some crazy mechanics.
And this operator,
I remember, I think it was at SLC he one tap. He had like a nice one tap. I was like, damn.
Barriers, her gates.
But he's like one of those players that you find that's got really good mechanics and really good aim, which I think they all do. But some people probably in Pro League lack mechanics, but he's just stuck on a support role, you know.
Up to WildCard again to withstand this pressure.
But I guess you could say, to be honest, anyone in Pro League can
a mid-round plant. We'll see if they're
play
able to
deny
this time around. They do have triple nitro and the Tachanka for stall out.
We've seen 4 plants in 7 rounds of siege. That is a very high volume. We'll see if that continues.
Okay.
Although 2 of those rounds of the 4 plants, they were counter-defused anyway.
Wow.
Kill has lovely
Wow.
entry. Talk about that entry into
What the
bathroom
hell?
is successful. Headshot onto Spiker. Another opening
Yeah, those
death for him
thorn
in the
traps are
last
doing
couple
damage,
rounds.
dude. Holy.
But the trades
Oh,
are coming
the
back for
timing.
WildCard. And then looking away,
timing,
Newless wasn't
bro.
expecting the push
Oh
from
my
Kenton, and
gosh.
WildCard just clean up. Well, that was devastating.
4-4.
Make that 3 of the last 4 rounds for WildCard. Don't get it twisted. This game's tied up, but they've got all the momentum, guys. We were staying at 4-2. At least I mentioned it, and as Mint pointed out from the communications
Yeah, that's what I
of the
thought.
team, WildCard
Good
felt like they
timeout
should have been
gone.
leading this game. Well, now we're tied, and now we're going into a Dark Zero timeout.
Yeah, it's clearly been a suboptimal start to the second half for DZ. WildCard dominating, at least in that 8th round and the 7th. Probably not too far off having a similar label by winning it in a post plant. So clearly there's been a breakdown from DZ early here. They tried to go for that heads up play through bathroom, and there was just the one trap operator up from the side of WildCard in that particular round, but the Razor Bloom was hugely impactful. They then weren't able to get value from the console repel. It was a little bit all over the place there from that attack, and WildCard doing a good job in staggering it. 60 seconds eclipses. Not a very long period to talk about such a complex game, of course, but we'll see if DZ are able to capitalize and rebound.
I mean, so far only 2 attacking rounds have been won here on Consulate. Doesn't then bode well for Dark Zero. It does this as we head into the 9th round of the 4-4 scoreline, where attack rounds have been hard to come by. Basement we go. Well, this is where one of the attacking rounds was successful for WildCard in the first half. Round 5, basement. And that was the flawless round as well.
Bomb located by attackers.
Now, Kino gets to stay on this Monty for one more round, guys. How much of a factor is that too? With what we've seen in the first 2 rounds, we know that Monty ban is going to follow after this round, so you will lose access to the Montang. Does that make it harder for Dark Zero, or maybe pivoting away from the
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie
ship
to you.
might actually
I didn't even know you could shotgun
going
that
then
2
into
or
the
4.
rounds after the 9th
Like you
round?
had no idea.
Time for some home improvement.
I'm starting to get the impression that, again, DZ here might be looking to go pretty direct. I think the expectation early was with the Monty on board that we'd see.
That's what's great about Siege. Always learning new stuff. Yeah, that's why I watch Pro League, man. That's why I watch it.
It hasn't really been the case so far. Breach open, Kino planting again early.
Yeah, quick,
And
very quick.
and where's
Kino
WildCard? Oh, okay. There's C4 to nothing.
Did get thrown out, but it doesn't stop Kino. That's
Plants
the
off,
main
so-
factor, but they do get 2 kills
And they got a pulse.
regardless. For WildCard, again, just winning these early battles on their defense. It's posing to be the problem
no
for
shot.
DZ. While
No
they can get
shot.
these
What's
plants
its...
down, they just can't seem to then be in
Yeah.
a position to defend it. They've been completely swept up, down to just J90. Adrian's on the case.
Ah, dude.
And he just didn't even
It
really
was-
need that much cover. All 5 stay
Wow.
alive. It's the 2nd time in this match
Dude.
that WildCard will go flawless on basement. They make it 3 straight. 4 of the last 5 rounds, and clearly now looking very, very confident to take this
I know
map
they
to
go
Consulate.
fast, but like
Yeah,
once
it
again,
doesn't
there's
really
no
feel like
intel for
there's a lot in
DZ.
the tank here for
None.
these DZ attacks into Consulate. Potentially, we're now at the point where their lack of experience and comfortability on this map is being a little bit exposed, whereas for WildCard, again, they've only literally banned it once. It's been firmly banned against them, and they're flexing their muscles here in the second half, even after that tactical time out for Dark Zero, unable to be successful. It's now their 2nd direct attack facilitated by the Monty plant that, well, has gone down, but has completely fallen apart, where the Monty then unable to have huge influence in the post, and then the rest of the systems breaking down. WildCard have done a really good job in fighting back in both round 7 and round 9. It is pretty infrequent for post plans to be successful for the defense. Of course, it is fairly circumstantial, and you know, the site, the round, the man count, etc., etc., etc. But they've shown good fight on both occasions, and I think truly deserved of winning both of them. So credit to WildCard, 3-round streak. Tech pause called, And Dark Zero will just stew
He's
a little
map
bit
pick, so if they
after
keep
what has
it
been a
close,
bit
they
of
should be
shock to the
fine for
system in
that
the last
too.
few rounds.
Yeah, the tech port's probably aids
Yeah,
them
you
a
could
little
say
bit more,
that.
I think with the current scenario at play. It's
You could
interesting,
say that,
obviously, the
but
round
also-
ended and immediately we went into the pause. Half a second thought, wait, hang on. Are they
I'm a
getting
little
second
curious
tactical
what
timeout?
DZ's map pick was.
Obviously
I didn't
can't
get to see it.
communicate during
I
the
did right
tech
now, though.
pause. Yeah, I mean, I won't lie though. This is one of those. I almost don't even really want to use the word comeback in some ways because it was only a 4-2 half to begin with.
I would love
so
to
it's
see
not
like a Chalet game.
you know,
My
it's not
favorite
like
map,
WildCard
Chalet.
went down that significant. I mean, it was even 3-2, so it wasn't even a 4-1 comeback either.
Let's see.
And
So,
by a lot of the statistics that
nice. That's actually perfect.
WildCard were 2
Yeah,
rounds down in the first half.
DZ's
Did
map pick
so
is
much
Chalet.
right, and they were looking, I think, largely the better
And
team. They just
WildCard
couldn't
looked good on
close out
Chalet, but
certain
that was
rounds.
when they
In
were.
the clutch,
I only saw that with
absolutely, that's
SLC.
where I think in the first half, Dark Zero were far better.
Oh, you just told me
So far, we've
Chalet
now played
next and
3
Haven
rounds in
third.
this
Yeah.
second half.
I mean,
No
they looked
clutches at
really
all
good
from Dark
on
Zero. So you take away
Chalet
the
on
clutch, you just
SLC, but that was
now
when they
see
had
a
hot
little
and
bit more
cold.
domination from WildCard and in these
So,
post plants too. Like,
and he
you
low-key
don't see
saved
that
them
often. So
on Chalet at least.
2 out of 3 rounds to get the plant successfully down, but then lose the post plant.
The only thing I don't think I watched much to.
And so I guess
Excuse
in
me, I
some
don't think I
ways you
watched
could
much of
say for
DZ
Dark Zero, well, we're getting the plant down
in
but we're still
SLC,
losing rounds.
so
But in none of in either of those rounds, they never looked likely. They immediately lost Kino both times essentially, and then everyone else was falling so quickly.
look at that, bro.
because
They all
WildCard were very
like the Ben
active
Zowies,
in
bro.
making sure
Gotta
that
cop
they
one of
brought
those.
the pressure in the post plant as soon as it began.
Yeah, quick update for everybody. Due to the ops crash, we have been required to remake the lobby. So bear with us. Should only take a couple of minutes to get the players back in and input the history. So I don't think we'll be too far away from resuming proceedings in terms of a bit of a snapshot for how the players are performing so far inside the server. Kansan leading all comers 11 and 5. Over 150 EPS, so he's been having a great day at the office. Also +2 on entry and critically 100% cost as well, which is a metric that very few players will typically have. Triple digits so deep into a match is very, very impressive. So credit to him. To contrast that against Dark Zero, for instance, NJR and New is the only 2 above 100 EPS at the moment. NJR going 6-4 yet to have an entry.
Oh, one of those Samsung ultra wides where you nerf yourself with a glass mouse,
some
glass mouse pad.
over the course of the map so far.
Yeah, as in I was looking. I had a.
On entry for him, but
I think so. I had a like a $5 mouse pad from like Five Below.
For Dark Zero,
And then I saw Bolo. I saw Bolo, and I saw his mouse pad. So Bolo owns. He co-owns a company called Or Gaming Gear.
Influence on the matchup. It hasn't quite been.
And I bought one of the mouse pads. I bought the control mouse pad. There's 2 types of control or speed. I bought the control mouse pad, and I absolutely love it.
How strong WildCard have looked
And I'm also
defensively
an
has probably
affiliate
helped skew those
for
numbers
Or
in their
Gaming Gear,
favor.
which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah, Kansan, this stage
So
rated
use my
15,
name, use my
which,
code 5% off.
for the most part,
But
is pretty high up
I haven't
there,
tried a glass
especially
mouse
when there's
pad, but I
50
feel like
players in the region.
glass
15
mouse
is
pads are more like
quite solid for Kansan,
aesthetic,
but
no?
he's playing above that level in,
Like I feel like they
in
would
this
nerf
match,
you in
is
terms of
kind rated
performance.
stats, easily being the best player inside of the server.
He said a Samsung ultra wide, and I think
On the
and
flip
for
side, if you
monitors,
kinda look towards Dark Zero at this stage. Don't forget, New is.
I think for monitors, if you want like to get into the competitive side, which I'm sort of,
the third best player,
I guess you'd say,
NJR, the
I'm gonna
seventh
end
best
up buying a BenQ Zhao. I mean, that's the number one.
And,
That monitor right there, every team uses it.
I mean, for the most
Every
part, I think
team,
probably
not
J9
every
knows
team,
the
sorry,
only
every
one that
team,
Dark
every
Zero
esports
that
org
statistically
uses the
is
BenQ
not
Zowies.
maybe
They're the
performing
best
to the
gaming
level that we
monitor in
saw
general.
from him during
Did I
group
play
stage.
comp? No, but I'd like
So
to
it's
try a
this
little,
based
you
on
know?
what I
Like,
can see in the background. I don't
I
think
mean,
we're
when I
too
met
far
you, I
away
was just
from
on an
getting
alt
back
account
into
running
console.
around, you know?
Apologies for the
What I'd like to do
pause.
is make content. That's what I'm doing. No, I'm doing a solo queue series on the
mean,
Red
look,
app.
I don't think
Playing
there's
comp would be a
much of
little bit fun,
history
but
in
it takes so
terms
much
of
time,
technical
you know? It's like
flaws
pick
really
one. Play comp and
games
try, or
too
make
often.
content.
I mean,
It's mainly good for anything that's not attack FPS for real. Yeah. Also, like, and don't get me wrong, the mouse pad that I have, it costs a lot of money, but aren't glass mouse pads like 100 plus?
Momentum, but it's not as if you're sitting there and your Dark
Like, they're
Zero
pretty expensive.
stewing in your thoughts, feeling all that good about what's been happening. If anything, that can make things worse. You start to almost doubt yourself even more.
Alright, we're
So
back.
it really
4-5.
just is entirely dependent.
Think
on how
DZ
you
clutches
frame
this?
things. as it stands, it's now round 10, and it's 4 of the last 5 rounds to wildcard. They've really amped up that domination that we saw in the first half, where they just weren't converting into round wins. Well, now they are.
Gotcha. Well,
Right
if it's glass, that's my question. If you drop it, you know, it'll break like glass, right? I know, it's probably a stupid question to ask, but
This round feels critical for Dark Zero in trying to break this momentum, and I wonder what the approach will be. So they bring the sense and the Capital. They could go for the bench side plant. They haven't shied away from playing very direct so far. Last time it was the straight fault and hit to piano. Plant successful, but faulted in the post, and Jai just joining off the back of the last round, which was another direct hit, basement, straight through garage. Planned a success, but the post
similar attack from both sides.
fractured. So what do they do this time
Well,
around?
yeah, but it doesn't leave your desk.
Do they invest in some clearance above? They
To be
have
fair,
again
so the
tools to
original
do so,
case
the range
in case you move.
hard breach
Yeah,
and
that's
draw.
the thing. That's what I have too. I have the
looking
like
to
my
deter those
mouse spec came in like an
above,
envelope
The solo
that helps
play
keep it
getting
like
this plant down is
straight and not bend, and that's when I moved back from college. That's what I used to move it.
And WildCard have shown such good ability, even with the plant secured in retake. And I think that that is going to make Dark Zero just a little unnerved at the moment, a little unsettled.
Just
Put
watching
it down.
timer.
Yeah, Kino Visa side. Yeah, I'm keeping a very keen eye on it as well.
Okay, so they set everything up. They set everything up and then go for bird.
Opening kill that we've had, and we don't beat it as Newers sneaks in a 147 kill on to Adrian. We keep the fast times going here in Consulate. Out of the tech pause, a rare opening pick for DZ, but not so rare for Newers. He's actually got 3 straight now for his team. And of course, without that Monty ban, it means that Kino can still play the shield. Newers searching. Oh, one did present. Unable to find this next kill for Newers. Dark Zero have not had success in this half when they've gone for the plants. I think it's actually better if they just go for the kills. This is seemingly where they're finding more success.
Yeah,
Baby Shark falls, running towards yellow stairs. 2-player advantage, minute left. Must win for DZ.
Lovely position, Jane. I know positioned perfectly for the Monty as that defense flushes for the rotate yellow stairs to get that free feed. 2-player advantage and time on the clock for Dark Zero to equalize.
And it's really only the gas babes left in terms of util available for the defense. Of course, Kansan can get some information as to Kino's whereabouts towards CO. Now the drop in towards Piano. They should be aware of this. Bay gets the kill onto Falls. RU shield screen.
Yeah, that's a free plan for Kino though.
As Kino finds his
Free plan.
Be safe. Again, there's no
Is he on
utility.
for
So no
C4?
nitrocells, no impact.
Oh,
Only
sorry, he's
shots
not on
from
mute.
below
Okay,
would have
okay.
been the play. That doesn't happen. Kino gets to now play the post plant.
All right, 5-5 split, right?
Plant successfully in the half.
He dropped the
Spike
Monty.
keeps things interesting.
He dropped the
With
Monty.
Kino down, it's a 2 versus 3.
What?
Surely WildCard couldn't
What?
do it again. Looking for their 3rd counter defuse.
2 stack
Kansan-
above here.
Yeah,
for
they
Visa.
play for the vert retake,
Stack
but
above is fine. They've got the vert. And again, there's no utility. So I don't have any problem with this. As long as they don't die, they should win. The 2 stack above was fine. The NJR did
Yeah.
go first floor. And there's the pinch.
There
Spiker
you
now
go.
knows. He's got 1 pushing from yellow. He still needs to deal with Newers, but Newers was always in the best position. Time runs out. We're 5-5. We're tied
Wow.
here on Consulate.
tie game. Interesting
Dark
game,
Zero
interesting
shake
series.
the
I love
curse
it.
of the post
Oh, this is
plant.
gonna be a good series.
It was
I think
a
whatever you
much
subs do will
slower
be
tempo
good. I'll
clear.
sponsor
They used the
both.
Monty to flush
Back
on the yellow
on, say you
stairs.
enjoyed it.
J9O with the cutoff, they afford
Yeah.
themselves the 2-player
I mean,
advantage.
if I ever do get into
They
time,
now
I'd
go for
comp. I'd be
plant.
straight hard
Solos
support.
not
That's all
below
I do.
Nitro, not
Nah, I
below.
should make
They went
content.
for the spray and missed. And then we entered the post
You know,
plant,
like
which has
I
been
think it's
so
pretty dope to
unfavorable
play a
Dark
video
Zero
game
so
for
far,
like
but
a
they
living.
invest
I mean, it's
to
anyone's.
above.
I think it's like everyone's stream, honestly. It's pretty cool to see it through.
They secure the
Well,
round, and they
I mean,
shake
this is
that
the
curve.
interesting thing. So you ban the Blitz, you ban the Blackbeard, and then you ban the Glass. You don't ban
But I do
the
also want to
Monty,
meet like
so
all
now
the
Kino
players.
likes
That'd be
to
cool.
play
That'd be pretty cool.
shields. Kino's shield play,
I don't happen,
you
but
kind
that'd
of
be
look
pretty cool.
across this stage, largely is towards the Blitz and the Blackbeard. The Monty don't...
I don't get that. I don't get that by Adrian. We saw FaZe ran that. We saw FaZe ran that.
The Monty though now left available Yes, you do get
I
rid
get
of
that. We
glass,
saw
and yes,
FaZe
it did
ran that.
feature
What event was that? In SI.
one round.
And the
I mean,
Tachanka
whereas the
pellets, when they
multi-now
were
side
planting that
feature
default
all
spot,
time.
the Tachanka pellets
Could
fell
this end up
through
being
and they were
a
able to get the
potential error
plant
for
off.
WildCard?
Attackers
Round 11,
That's-
5-5.
That's very interesting because this is the top floor bomb site, right? Top floor? Yeah, it's top floor. What?
Well, the question will be now, can they build that into something bigger? Round 11, break point. Always a high-pressured situation as both teams eagerly try to get to that map point first. It's DZ shape up admin side, maybe with a split below here. Fulton's core. Back from Zofia. Opportunity doesn't present itself for a pick. WildCard doing a good job to not overplay their hand.
Yeah, but he gets a bit of space getting into lobby like that rather than being stalled out.
That's a
And I say that.
Big risk.
Oh, it doesn't matter. It was ultimately clear. Okay.
He's back out again.
First one.
J9O towards balconies. Auto canister's a little late. That gets opened up. Auto canister will delay any potential push through, but I don't think J9O was ever just going to go for a quick entry. This is actually going to be our slowest round officially here in Consulate as we pass 143. 5v5. We are in uncharted territory, guys. No round has gone this late with still all 10 players alive inside of the server at round 11, 5-5. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better round. CO meeting, Vulcan canister dealt with. Kino clearly wanting to go towards that default plant inside of meeting.
Grenade out.
Pressure from DZ on the first floor with Newers. The skeleton key can certainly have an impact in this round.
That's
And now he doesn't even
just
need it.
that's
He
just like
Baby Shark,
that's so
free
unfortunate.
kill.
Check out the
Surely
Tachanka
nothing better
pellets.
plan already because you've got to factor in potential nitro cells. As Vault gets rid of cancer, that's a huge kill because that's one of the two nitros. You're down to the Shamika launcher of the Tachanka and the nitro cell of Bay. As Kino goes for the plant, they have the cover, the cross, and there's no utility at all
Knew it.
thrown his
Knew
way.
it.
A successful plant from Kino. And with Adrian falling, Dark Zero now march towards map point.
Yeah, it'll be desperation from WildCard at this point, but there's so little they can do. The most difficult post they find themselves in, and it's still a 2 versus 5. 20 seconds. Fault's close. Kino peels. Spike it down, bait trades, but he too falls, and that, for me, has got to be the best round that Dark Zero have played so far on Consulate.
Definitely
Loved
is.
the map clear. I love the X factor of the buck below. They knew they couldn't just go for a one-dimensional slow push into that trap-heavy and denial-heavy lineup. They would have been bled out by the time. Great work from Newers. Solid initiative there for Kino as well. That was a massive pick. They held good angles, good util coverage as well. The belt from Faults was on point. They were just...
Definitely getting free maps. I mean, I don't know, to be honest though, because like you said earlier, you said that this was so. I mean, and this is WildCard's pick, right? So I get that, you know, you pick the map that you're the best at. You pick the map that you're the best at, right? But that's my understanding from the system. After banning out all the other kind of maps you don't want to play. So if this is their map pick, you would like it to be, like a 7-4 at least, you know, something like that, not close. Because now when DZ gets on Chalet, they're like, all right, this is like this is us. And then now you're WildCard and you're like, dude, we're down a map. We're down a map. We got to go on their map pick. And I don't know how good WildCard is on Chalet. It's like I said, last time we saw them play Chalet, it was with Hot and Cold as their IGL.
And then we've seen rounds where they go
But it's still
for the
very good
Pulse
series.
Vigil and talk about an incredibly
I think that tech pause really helped
Somehow, Kino's
DZ.
dead. Bay finds the Monty of all players on the opening
They just that was a beautiful attack. I mean, like, you gotta give credit where it's we should, you know. And what is Snake doing? What is Snake doing?
Available for Kansan opens up the barricade. Nitrocell, lovely teamwork.
Okay, All right, never mind. I've just seen some idiot moments from DZ. Like, they look like such a good team, and then what was that?
It
What?
seems as if overtime is all but certain. Unless something changes quickly from Dark Zero.
Try hiding now.
That's a start. But elsewhere, Newers falls.
Well, shoddy. They're holding crosses. This is beautiful. Yeah.
Freebie for Kansan and OT now beckons Faults in the 1v4. Good response from WildCard as this match continues to heat up.
Oh.
Oh, a shot from Faults, but he's not going to get any more. Not with Canton that close. Okay, let's go OT. More rounds
Zen, you're
needed
right. It's gonna be. This is going to map 3. It's going to map 3. I just saw a snake not use his snake scanner, and he knew someone was in his procs, but he thought he was on the stairs. That's actually so stupid. Like, use the gadget.
And they also
Please.
know, and probably where there might
I don't know
maybe
what
just a
NGR
little
is
bit
doing,
more stress,
bro.
guys, is that Chalet's not going to be easy either. That's a solid map for Dark Zero. Dark Zero right now have the chance to still take Consulate in overtime and go to their more favorable Chalet. WildCard need this map.
Yeah, like the troll. That's like their only thing. Because, you know, every team has their flaw, right?
In that round.
Like, every team's got.
It's a great initiative early and
Attackers have discovered the location of a
But,
bomb.
positivity on display. The sides will not swap for round 13.
Can't wrap my head around that, what I just saw.
Their rally on defense, and Dark Zero will look to try and break that on attack. Down to basement we go. It will be the second appearance, I almost said third, second appearance of this site.
10 seconds remaining.
Because last time we saw a direct approach from Dark Zero.
Crazy,
They
very
tucked
crazy.
and got the plant near the
Crazy
bridge.
what I saw.
Capitulated in the post. They bring the Monty again, but with the Ram in play, that would suggest that there's going to be more emphasis off-site and a greater emphasis on establishing Vert onto that objective.
Well, the first 4 rounds, the opening kills were not being converted. But that ended up being the outlier. Since then, only 1 round has failed in conversion. Opening kills have mattered quite a lot. NJR is wondering where's he even getting shot from. He gets taken very low. That must be so frustrating. Not only do you waste a bit of time trying to open up that breach here for basement, which is the site, but then you get taken very low, and he needs to be cautious because they need those exothermic charges. They don't have secondaries. They don't then have another option. That could have been a disaster for Dark Zero to start overtime. It's already bad enough as it is, but it could have been far worse.
Drone is ready to go.
You can at least play more passive now, drone heavy.
I'm looking at their ops now. There's like no util on DZ's side.
His life for the late round. Quad
That may hurt them.
Still in play.
Some time to really get an execute down.
He'll be able to look to counteract the Vert potential here from Dark Zero. Looking to actively gain information currently. And spot a
That's
player
so
up above.
Oh my god, blow it.
What?
Nope.
What?
What?
He's thrown it on a hard surface. He identified it immediately. That's why he didn't blow it. You could see on his face as he threw it. An error was made. Can't take that one back now.
Clear.
Well, I mean,
So
there's
both-
a minute
both
left,
teams
and
like
both
Patrol.
teams have
Good to
probably
know.
not really had the round they would like. Couldn't get hard breach opened up. Blow Nitrocell gets nothing. In fact, well, 4 Nitrocells in this round that you kind of pointed out earlier, cousin. But they only got 1 left. 60 seconds, still 5v5. It's been a strange one to start OT. It probably hasn't followed the script as what we saw back in regulation. They're going to revisit main breach here now that they've finally dealt with the shockwire batteries. Here's the exothermics of NJR that are still up because he stayed alive. As Folds gets the opening kill, he's then traded quickly, and the trade game now begins. NJR will open up that breach. The one and only Nitro left from Spiker, but he pushes up Spiral, so he's actually quite a distance away. And that push forward, Kino, what a pistol shot! The entry Monty, and at least Spiker well and truly away from the site. Same with Canton. New was wonderful headshot, a solid read, and he gets them both. Map point again is at is there for Dark Zero, but I'm not thinking this one's done. This probably needs all 15, the way this game's going.
Wow. I think
Well, we found that both teams like control.
The first to put their hand up and say that there were some critical errors made in that round that ultimately proved costly. Getting no value from the nitro cells in that round was a bit of a disaster. The Pulse had limited impact in terms of the read that they were able to gain in that round. And then, I mean, the late round, it completely fell apart. WildCard were understandably left in a position where they had to send two above to try and contest the vert. Adrian gets plucked at pillar and basically a line through their name then in round 13. Fair play to Dark Zero. They have looked ultra competitive here on Consulate, now 1 away from securing a 1-0 lead in the series. And if they are able to do that, we could have back-to-back 2-0 best of threes to determine the first two teams from NA to qualify for EWC.
And we had to CO meeting as well back in the first half. WildCard did not win this site on their attack. But it was only played once, so they've only got to see this once. And it actually came down to the 1v1 with NJR winning for Dark Zero.
Wall reinforced.
I still have a feeling another round's needed here on Consulate after this. With the way it's played out so far, 7-6, Dark Zero getting on the chance. Couldn't close it out at 6-5. Can they now close it out at 7-6? And we had the rehost, which also got rid of, unfortunately, a lot of numbers. But right now, Newers and Kansan both tied at 14 and 8. 4-3 on the entry for Newers, 2-0 still for Kansan. And his cost has now gone from 100% to 85%. Newers and NJ are the only ones going positive at the moment for Dark Zero, and yet they have a chance to win this game. It's just been that sort of match.
The rehost and Newers all of a sudden just pops off.
Yellow ping for Kansan here. That position vacated before he's able to capitalize on the break clear. As you can see, Dark Zero have elected to peel back. They have the Tachanka and the smoke in play, in combination with the Fawn and the Aloe. Even 2 Brow can offer still that util as well. So again, the time is going to potentially be the biggest enemy for WildCard if they aren't able to find something down below on the vert, if they aren't able to start teasing out this utility early. They elect to put that buck below, similarly to what we saw from Newers previously from Dark Zero, but Newers himself is actually there to contest. Can he catch the timing? No.
Never mind.
Kansan's gone.
Never mind, he heard the swing.
Those opening kills.
Loading mag.
Because he plays so well without a real second entry.
Best. We'll talk about the battle of the two best players, I think, in
right
this
about
match.
You are right about that.
And J90 will fall to bay. It feels like that
Honestly,
round
I credit to
15
NJR,
indeed
bro.
will be required.
I feel like he's actually he's a really good, like,
one map point. It seems like they'll see off a second unless Faults can win a 1v4. He brings it to 3 now with that kill.
You look at Faults as the IGL, he's not an entry. You look at
Faults creeps on through long desk into the hallway.
NJR is a support player.
To the left side.
He's
but
not
also
a.
knows that Kansas
He's
pushing
not
up
an entry. Neither is Kino. Kino's a shield player. Right? So, and then J90 is more like a flex. It just pairs really well. You know, like each of them can step up.
But they get to once again go on defense. That was it.
Oh my gosh!
Good shot from Faults. And Jab will displace him. He sees the kit. It feels like it's in reach, but it's absolutely not.
Faults.
With Kansan below and Baby Shark able to also push close by.
What a
he
shot!
Never had the chance.
Oh my gosh!
Never had the chance at all.
M81, yeah.
7-7.
But it's fine.
And for the
it's
final
fine.
round of Consulate,
we're gonna watch Shopify versus 100 Thieves tomorrow, and that's gonna be a good game. Yeah, I think goes to Shopify. I think it's gonna be similar to what you saw this morning. Wolves trying to turn back the clock. Bro, it was such a good shot.
Able to break that site down.
Like, that's all like crosshair placement too, like tracing crosshair placement, pre-fired sort of. Knowing where the door is. That's such a nice shot.
Achieved that role.
Oh my gosh.
then helped open up the side a little bit more.
I love that
Freedom.
despite the fact of losing that, they
Block was less of a problem.
emphasized their shot.
Utility had less influence. WildCard will be pleased with that result, but immediately to lock
Who
back
died on the
in,
Solus? Was that NJR? I think it was NJR. Was it? No, sorry, it wasn't NJR. He was the one using the site earlier, but it wasn't him. It was JNR, I think. Could you be on 20, Mason? You might be able. We'll be on. They'll be on Chalet once you get home. You know, I'm actually hoping that WildCard takes this.
We've seen both teams be able to
That way
win
we can see a map
an
3.
attacking round in overtime. In fact, 4 of the last 5
But-
rounds now have actually been in favor of the attack.
That's what I was about to
Dark Zero
say.
winning 3 of those. So if you kind of go
I was literally about to say, like,
bias,
the most recent attack wins have literally been, or sorry, the most recent round wins have all been like
they've been more than
attack.
comfortable at getting plants down. They still have access to the Monty.
I think the map clear we saw last time out on this site was back in round 10. It's certainly a stark contrast to the direct approach. That map clear they did from admin across last time was really strong. And I suspect they might go for something similar here. And that makes me a little nervous for WildCard. How do they try and fight their way back? Because again, they got cut off by J90 Yellow Stairs when they tried to peel. They didn't get the Solus activated, didn't play Garage. They didn't have the direct plant denial. So I mean, there were definitely things WildCard could have tidied up on that occasion. So we'll see if that's the case this time around. I think if we see a similar round play out, the onus is very much going to be on WildCard to be the ones to tidy up their defense.
Feels like as we've entered overtime, the pacing has also just slowed ever so slightly. These rounds far more critical, far more on the line. Chalet to follow after this, that's a guarantee. What's not a guarantee is Nighthaven Labs. If Dark Zero win this round, we may not see Nighthaven Labs with their pick to follow. WildCard defending this second floor. Baby Shark drew Kino's attention, and that allowed Adrian to sneak up. It's 2 for 2, as equal as it could get.
Where
While
is
they
Fultz?
do lose
Oh,
the
okay.
Monty, it's a 3v3 now with the defense splintered. Triple stack on this second floor for an extra.
I was about to say, mind you, this isn't sight.
For Dark
Like,
Zero. That makes it really tough to fight their way back into the round.
for the trade game going crazy.
I think it's just going to come down to who wins this 2v2. With Pulse low, a lot of pressure onto NJR. Bay over towards Vending.
Nice, Bay. It was a good gunfight to take. That was textbook right there.
1v2. Baby Shark and Bay just need to hold their nerve, and WildCard will get out of Consulate alive. Not only do they hold their nerve, they get back first floor. There's 60 seconds, but if Fultz can get this kid, he does give himself another avenue, but so low on health,
That was
guys,
about his
surely not
HP.
possible.
There's no way.
It's going to take a monster effort.
No one would be peeking bird. They know where all the bird is.
And he's going in blind to the site. WildCard have successfully peeled West Corridor, Lounge respectively. So they have Eyes Spiral. This is tough for Foz. This would be an all-time clutch if he can pull this one out. At least has a bit of info gathered, but it's not a whole
little
lot to
bit,
work
but he has to. He doesn't have
Needs to hit
time,
a
you
quick
know.
headshot. Now knows where the second is. He does actually have the information
But
as to both players'
we're in Pro League.
positions.
These guys
Can he
are.
get
These guys
a
are.
plan
These guys are not gonna
position?
swing
There
off
is an impact.
anything.
That impact if it connects. No, Uso just open up a line of sight. We will get the plan successfully down.
Yeah,
Needs to hit the
it's
headshot.
a
He
gray
won't find
area.
it. It's 4.
That's a
from
gray
Bay.
area
It's
right there.
WildCard that will win 3 of the last 4
That shot should win that.
They overcame
Wow.
round 12. They saw
Great
off
map,
defeat in
dude. Great map.
regulation,
Great last
and they
round.
win 2
It wasn't like
to
like
claim their
the
map
trade
of
game is
Consulate in
crazy. Both these
overtime.
teams
1-0
are
up
just
in the
like
series
so
and 1
good
map away
at
from
trading.
the Esports World Cup.
You know, like that was the one thing that you didn't see in the Amadi versus 100 Thieves. I mean, 100 Thieves would not. There was no trade game, you know. I mean, look at that. It was a 2v2, and you just at the end couldn't complete it. It was a solo swing by Grithog. Or sorry, Grim. That's so tough. But I've got what, 6 minutes? Right? Got 6 minutes. I can use the bathroom. Some stuff. Get more stuff like that. Oh, I need to do this real quick. All right, 6-minute break. I'll be back. Zen, I'd probably tell you to click off the stream right now because I need to run an ad so I get pre-rolls off. But I'll be back in 6 minutes to go see this next map. Get serious, get serious. Oh, hello, Landon. That's right. You're back with my stream? Yep. Yep.
Hi, it's Baby Shark. I'm playing for WildCard, and this is Fractures.
Let's go! Baby Shark! Baby Shark!
That's my dream, the game I fell in love with. But I wanted to sign the contract and tell to myself, okay, I did it.
I don't know my earbuds are.
So
Just
1 month
kidding,
ago, I was not even pro, and 1 month after, I'm literally like qualifying for a main event, playing in front of one of the biggest
the earbuds
crowds in the
every
world.
single
The best
time.
thing that could ever
On
happen
which side
for
to
me.
go? Ooh. All right.
Always good to get a little insight into the
Is this
backgrounds of
Pro
our
League?
players
Yeah,
and their
this is
histories.
Pro
We
League
had
right
that
here.
good piece on Kino a while back, and we got another one
And
apparently.
then I'll be back
with Baby
tomorrow for
Shark
more,
coming up. But alongside Bay and Kansas,
so you can watch
Shark
the
and WildCard have
what I like
led
to
the
call
way
the people's
to a
team.
map 1 victory, a very competitive start in this matchup. We knew this series was going to be close. This has map 3 written all over it, but 8-7 back and forth map 1. Perfect start.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a good testament for both these
Give me
teams.
4
especially we
Red
haven't
Bulls,
seen
you can take on
constantly
a
yet. I
wild
like
card
the
or
way
1v5.
constantly
You
was
get
played
free
from both
fired
teams. However,
like
wild card,
crazy.
knowing that the esports was on the line in that series, they
But I think it's gonna
get it
win.
done.
I had
And
DZ
it came
winning,
down to
but
that
it's like,
3v3
but you know what's
in
kind
the
of
end on
funny
that top
is
four, where
like,
each individual 1v1
so
really was gonna, whoever was coming out
whoever
of those
loses
were
this
immediately
plays
winning the series.
for
Yeah,
fun
take them.
esports.
Oh, I think we got it right here.
Okay.
We do have it right here. Yeah, this is
I
exactly,
get-
both
I
of
get
these were
for
kinda, like,
fun
standing
was,
up,
you
like,
know,
who's winning these 1v1s once
sixth
it fell to
place,
2v2
but,
with
like,
the player coming in from top spiral, going to long
I mean, like,
desk, and then the other
I
player
kind of feel like it's a
finding that
free
bomb site.
pass,
Yeah,
you
once
know,
that
like,
fell into
let's say
Bay's hand, he
WildCard
ends up
comes back
putting it into
and
a
makes the
quad.
series, you know,
And
makes
that's
it
another
2-1.
thing. That was a
Well,
big
I
highlight
think
point
DZ
that we
would
were talking about
absolutely
with the side of the
smoke
WildCard.
for
The
fun.
fact that they
Same with
had
WildCard.
7
As Packers team,
multi-strikes in that
exactly.
entire
You know
series.
one
Whether
person,
it
I
was
think most people know
kills, whether
one
it was
person
squad,
on
it
For
was
Fun, and that's
big
Packer.
heroics
And we only know
from
Packer
players
because
dropping bombs in some of those
his
rounds.
Yeah,
his
they
stunts
needed
in
the
Pro League
heroics,
have,
right? I mean,
Without
DZ
doubt.
were,
been pretty
DZ
bad.
were putting up a ton of heroics.
you know,
on their
he was on
defensive half,
M80,
so
he was on
you can see
M80
WildCard
in his
kind of do
first
that. For
event.
me, the game came down to
It was some major
Dark Zero were banning out
2
a
years
lot of
ago, and he
information
like
operators on WildCard for their
a
attack.
terrible.
Well, what do they do on
He
their
went
defense,
like
though? That is
hella
what WildCard
negative,
does.
and then
They
it just
rely
went. It was
on
just
their
a
information.
spiral
DZ got rid of the
from
Valve,
there, you
but they were
know.
still able to abuse the
And he was
Solus
on another
and
team,
the
and they
Pulse.
didn't
I
do
think we
well
have a
either.
couple clips here to kind of show you somehow
He's
their
kind of like
information.
he's a good
But,
player, but he
starting
just
on the
like
CEO round, which I think
when he
we're
needs to
first.
show up, he just doesn't.
That's going to be the last round we're going to see first. This is going to be using the Pulse
Oh, this was
to
beautiful.
counter out the
This is
solid
beautiful
snake.
and
So, yeah,
stupid by
NJR,
both-
he knows they're there, but so
by one
do
team.
they. That is why WildCard prefers
Stupid by an
to use the
NJR.
information on the defense, because they're not banning any of it outright. They got to get rid of the shields on Kino, which we
His first
highlighted
MPO was
earlier.
SI.
They're
It
going
was.
to
You're right. It was
use
SI.
extremely well, in my
He
opinion,
went
the best
hella
in the
negative,
league
bro.
at using that information.
And M80 got knocked
Where I
out early.
questioned WildCard just a little bit for their strategy.
Like, dude, he
was they
just
did
he
ban
was
the
he
double
was
shields,
just
but then they
yo.
banned the glass.
It was
they're-
bad
and
for him.
when
It was
do they win
bad.
a lot of their defensive
You know, I
rounds?
think
It
he was on an
when
80
DZ
for
went
2
quick, right?
events,
We've
and that
seen
was
DZ
it.
go
Like, they
for a
cut his
roar
contract
play on top
early.
CEO, and they were able to kind of figure out where it was. They brought the right
And that was my
operators
first
to the top.
SI.
They had
That was
the
my
two
first
to counter out the
Pro
roar,
League event
the
I
one
had
to counter
ever
out the yellow
watched.
side.
I had no
And
idea
then
who
on the
anyone
garage,
was,
they used the
and
pulse. They used that information
I
operator
just
that
kept on
talking
hearing
about.
how
They
bad he
use
was.
the pulse and kind
I
of
was
see
like,
where the
damn,
rushes
it
are going.
sucks.
That's where WildCard excels. But when they got
you know,
rid
he
of the
had his
glass,
time in
they let the
T1
bomb
and
take
then
up
went
the
back to
entire rest of the
T2.
game. And that is when we saw DZ start to slow down, go for their normal clears,
He's
and that's when we started
sort
to
of
see
doing
DZ actually trying to bring
content.
that game
I guess
back.
he's streaming
and
on
it got
Twitch.
a little scary there, so
Kind
I
of
questioned it
it,
just a
but
little
like,
bit. But at the end of the day, WildCard.
This would be made. This would be really
I mean, I
big
will say, I think it's
if
something
he
for them
wins
to be
tomorrow's game.
exposed to
I don't think
realize
he
in the
can.
future, maybe that's something
I need
that
to look
they
at
would
the
look into
team
to get
too,
rid of,
because
yeah, I mean, you're absolutely
I think
right.
there's
Once
some
the
other
bombs actually
familiar
able to be
names.
utilized, that's
I
when
guess
Dark
you're gonna
Zero
call
really
them
started to
maybe
find
like
their footing. They were able
rejects.
to play on that tempo and then use
I
that
guess
momentum to
like
carry them. So I do think
players
for
that just
WildCard, it was
haven't
important for them to
done well in
realize
Pro League.
maybe we stick to that game plan. We force them off the shields, force Kinu onto a more traditional style support player where he can't
Why
be
is that
the
playing?
head point, because then we would also see newers come in and then carry those rounds in the later half.
All right, well, we go to Chalet. This one is Dark Zero's map pick to find out if we are, in fact, going to that decider. Guz and Xanax,
Fourth
take it away.
on esports, their roster.
Well, we kind of came into this series, guys,
Hacker,
probably alluded to the fact that
Volsper,
WildCard win Consulate,
Mike
Dark Star,
W,
then maybe the Lightning
Dino,
win
and
Chalet. Do we
Silo.
still hold the same feelings?
I'd say
now
probably the best
with
player on
the
that
fact
team is
that
Dino.
WildCard did win Consulate, and we do head
Mike
to Chalet
W
with
owns
Dark
to
Zero.
that. Wasn't Mike W in T2
I think
too,
that's
or am I
a pretty
mistaken?
fair assessment still at this
I feel like
point,
he
right?
was
It's like
recently
WildCard
in
completely
T2.
stomped map
Like he
one,
played in those
but
T2
none of the
tourneys
numbers have
against
changed since in terms of Chalet and the strength
Stompin's
that are
first
expected from
team
Dark
from
on this
console,
second
you
map.
know,
So
the
for me, a
Stompin,
third is
J
still
Guns,
likely, but
Lou.
you know, WildCard seemingly do have an ability
And
over a
Frank-
pretty long
was Frank
period of
on
time
it?
now
Yeah.
to really show up in some of these big moments. So there is a potential here for
I could have sworn Mike W was in T2, and then, you know,
walk away from this.
they got to 4 fun. He was in T2, okay, that's what I thought, because Mike W's team beat them. And they were talking about how Mike W was like the older,
I think this time it's a little bit more fair
kind of like he you know, he had been in T2 for a long time, I think. Might be wrong, obviously.
They're undefeated. They have not dropped this
That's what I
map
remember.
from the 1st of January to what are we now? Well, 10th of July, at least here in Oz. I'm not too sure what it is over in North America. I think it is actually.
Still a dive, probably. I don't know.
Yeah,
And
it's
then we
probably,
got
I don't
coached from
know. Either way,
Gianna,
2-3
but
record for
geometric
WildCard,
scene,
bit
yeah.
preference map.
It's,
you know, it's not as if
You know, it's
they've
kind
never
of
played this
funny
map
because
before.
like
In fact, the
we're
last time they
seeing.
won it
I mean,
was against
you know,
Falcon
it's
60
it's
days
pro
ago,
league,
so,
right? And the
clearly a pretty
organization has
solid
enough money,
performance there
you
over
can get your
Salt
team
Lake
in,
City.
but.
For Dark Zero, their last win was
I mean,
only
Outlast wasn't a
27 days
team,
ago
5
against
Fears wasn't a
Bears,
team,
etc.
4 Point
Still,
wasn't a
I would
team.
rather back in the team that's undefeated on the map.
At least not that I had seen.
Bands play out Castle Mirror, so very utility heavy focus.
But I
there
guess,
from the
you know,
side
Orwis
of
was
Dark
in there,
Zero.
so
And as expected, Wildcard pigeonholed into the double shield ban on Takino.
I don't know. It's interesting.
Excited to jump back inside of the server though. That first map was really tantalizing. There was certainly a couple of moments where it felt like either team had the opportunity to maybe pull away, but it didn't eventuate. All 15 rounds were required. Wildcard scathed through with an 8-7 victory. But the numbers are certainly much more in favor of DZ on this second map, as we've outlined, and I'm sure they'll be eager to
T1
bounce
used
back.
to be in Siege.
I actually do wonder what the assessment for Dark Zero would have been on that.
What do you mean
that
T1?
first map. Would they have been pleased to push it to 15? I guess they probably would have been, but to the same
Yeah, it's like
extent,
levels, eh?
probably sensing that they may have been able to, you know, scalp it in the end as well. So yeah, it's certainly an interesting state in this series, and eager to see how it develops. Information, massive talking point on the desk, and we're going to see it fully fledged here from WildCard in this opening defense. Both the Solace
Oh, okay,
and the
SKT.
Valk in play.
Yeah,
So to
there
note
used to
is,
be a lot. There used to be a lot of different NA
available
teams,
is
and now there's new ones
typical
popping up.
on
I guess you could say the same for EE. I mean, Geek was a.
Castle on the mirror band down instead.
They've always been a lower tier one, I think.
Hold on. I have
Okay.
intel on the enemy location.
Early information for doers with the radar and Solid Snake.
Who's the guy on blue? I want to know that.
I'm not expecting
That'll be like the
Chalet
Lamai, right?
to slow down all that massively. I can see that pace translating to this map. But for those that are just tuning in, certainly it's getting a little bit later on the east coast of North America. Our earlier series today, 80 got the 2-0.
Isn't it like 10 o'clock in like England or wherever in Europe? I should say, not England.
Sets up an amazing lower bracket quarterfinal game, Shopify Rebellion versus 100 Thieves. That promises to be a fun game tomorrow. And of course, For Fun Esports awaiting the loser of this series. As it stands, might be Dark Zero, but they head to their map pick of Chalet. Slow start here in the opening round. Spiker fortunate to still be alive with the Solus, 1 HP.
30 trillion.
An office we haven't really seen just yet in the opening 90 seconds. 90 seconds now to go. Halfway through this first round.
Yeah, standoff at the moment. Both teams with counterintelligence.
Oh.
Kino.
That's so unlucky. But he's 1 HP, so.
Yeah, alleviated from shield duty for this opening round, and he comes up clutch with a sharp shot for the entry. Minute 10 on the board now remains.
Still a little bit of follow-up work to be done, but it seems as if that's now coming to fruition for Dark Zero. NGL with the LMG gets rid of the Azami. Spiker low. They've still got 2 adrenal surges. Yeah, this is a clean start for Dark Zero. Newers then goes and gets 2 towards Mezzanine. Spiker has to quite literally answer this call, as he is on 1 HP, and there are... Well, I was going to say more calls maybe coming his way, but no, it's J9O and it's Dark Zero. Flawless start on Chalet.
Yeah, this is why that's their map pick.
We'll see if that is indicative of what's
5-0
potentially to come here on map 2. Not going to jump the gun too early, though. It isn't the first flawless round that we have seen between
okay,
the two
blue
tonight.
team is
There were, in fact, 2 back on console.
blue team should be Dark Zero, and the orange team should be Wildcard. I have Dark Zero winning this map.
Back, so again, it hasn't really been
this is their map
too
pick.
much of an indicating factor as to how the map may eventuate, but certainly a positive takeaway.
That's just a
Kino, you could argue, got a little lucky there. I don't think he necessarily had first contact on that fight.
Think
But
about that,
shot,
shot.
and fair play to get the entry for his team. The rest of the push was succinct, and Wildcard weren't really able to leverage the information as much as they would have liked in that opening round. Kitchen dining, next site of choice. And I do wonder at what point, if any, we do end up seeing the Monty integrated here from Dark Zero. Maybe it's not as comfortable the selection necessarily for them here on Chalet comparatively to other maps in the pool. Only banned against them on one occasion. Most teams actually opting to ban out the Snake.
Oh, that's actually a good map. That's actually a good buff game.
Wildcard opting to throw that Blackbeard into the mix.
New ops first game instead of repeating.
Well,
yeah, right. That is
back on consulate. And
well, it's his first one, but
fill that role in the second round. We'll see what kind of influence that may have. And again, DZ opting to go double info with Deimos.
Okay, the three pro skins that they released today, there's no pro skins for them. There's no pro skin for Thermite. He just has that like SI one. Same with Nomad, same with Blitz.
Double stacked.
But it's like
on this first floor for Wildcard.
I don't think there's been one for Grim.
No, Dark Zero can hit
as much as he's played, unless I'm wrong. I don't think Vault is, but like that Thermite has an NIP skin. From how long ago?
An easy slip through garage.
Detected.
There's one over towards West Main Stairs.
And
That's Baby Shark.
peeking.
He's on radar. His position
So
is
Grim
known.
skin,
No
for how much he's picked
going
up and used in Pro League, there's no Grim skin.
on the Solid Snake.
You're right with
Shark
that.
gets the intel.
I would
There
love
is
a Grim
one that's
skin
pushed into base,
back
but
in
no
2021.
surprise.
Yeah. But is it still available like in the store?
Triple Nitrocell in this round, but only one of those is on the first floor with Baby Shark.
Oh, the
Kino
first pick for
makes
DZ.
his entry known towards the mezzanine, gets rid of Adrian.
Oh, he looks like he's activated.
Dark Zero going for the mess hit in through piano to clear out the defenders that are on this top floor, which now Baby Shark has made his way solo to provide a little bit more of a defensive support. That leaves Spiker to now go basement. Side a little bit vulnerable. Canton though has dropped. He can play the Nitrocell. But Kino is just lighting up on the glass.
I knew it, dude. I knew it. He was just walking up so
Maybe
confident.
him playing Monty
I
back on
knew
console, it was a mistake after all.
No,
4 kills to
that's
start
what I
in the
thought.
opening 2 rounds for Kino. Playing the Dockerby and the glass, and he's hot. A 5 versus 2. It flawless in the opening round. It might be back-to-back flawless. Spiker the only one left.
Oh.
Indeed it will.
Back-to-back flawless.
Oh,
Yeah,
you couldn't
map
get
three.
a better start here on Chalet.
Because you know what
To
it
think
is?
that on the
Then,
opening
like,
map of Consulate, it
so
came down to an 8-7
no
victory
gridlock.
for Wildcard.
There's no gridlock
2v2
either.
cars. Could have
No
easily
Grim.
been a map win for DZ into back-to-back flawless.
To go to like defenders,
Wildcard are
there's
very
no.
fortunate they have that first map up their sleeve straight
I mean, we
away
have
to a
Benari in Pro
tactical
League
timeout.
now, right? We've got Scopos in Pro League. You know,
Fair play to Kino.
we've got new ops. You could make a snake skin. You know,
Great opener.
you can make it a Nari skin.
Relaying the comms there for the bathroom hit. They tried to progress. Left Baby Shark on an island who had to try and pop up and make a
One
play,
more
but Kino
defender.
was clued in, ready to go. And again. And again, Spiker.
Yeah, you're
nice
right. They
play
kind of just
on
keep
the
on
other side of
revolving
the
around
map,
like
so
the core
very positive
operators.
start for Dark Zero. Their game plan is working absolutely perfectly at the moment, and I do wonder if this tack timeout is going to prompt a bit of a radical shift here from Wildcard again. Opening 2 rounds, they've been playing heavily on the Solus Valk meta, trying to gain information, maybe trying to enable nitros, and it just hasn't worked really at all. I don't think their inability to read the push has been the problem. They're just straight up losing these medium to long range gunfights. Positionally, they're being outmatched. We'll see if that tack timeout again prompts a change in philosophy going forward. So the Valk will persist. but they switch out the Solar. Spike will be freed up onto the Warden instead. And they introduce the Echo, so Kansan will be in a position to play that information on the Yokais. Of course, you can position them above, you can play a little bit more proactively off that. And you also then have plant denial if you're able to play an anchor role late. But I'm pretty skeptical that plants are going to be a main win con here for DZ. They're seemingly very comfortable in commanding map control and looking for the kill con instead.
5 seconds left before insertion. Attackers are heading out to defuse a
I
bomb.
know it's early days, it's only 2 rounds in, but I mean, back-to-back flawless into a tactical timeout, yeah, maybe does have that inkling that this one might go to all 3 maps. But Chalet is attack-sided. Certainly it is as well in this region.
What's up, Lucas?
Well, he goes straight back onto the Monty. If that's not a warning
Sent
sign
my
to
life
suggest
to my life to Sean O'Malley.
to not play the Monty
There's
here on
Shahil doing.
Chalet, I don't know what is, because Glass and Doc could be worked far better for Keen on
Please,
the opening 2 rounds.
the ops. They want
Immediately
spins on
from the
and
shield
just one
down
from
straight
there.
away.
I thought
Fortunately for Dark Zero,
they
New is able to get a
do
kill
that, but
back on
ultimately it
Spike,
came
who
down to the
starts
team.
0-3. The
You know?
warning down early, which is not a good sign for the defense of Wildcard. Don't forget, out of the timeout.
Let's remind everybody else, Wildcard has 1 kill for the whole team in 2 rounds. And that's this round. How did Kino die anyways? I look getting see it.
He has to be really careful. Lurk below Newers. Cross held
Good
west main
aim.
as well. Good timing, good comms, good
Oh,
connection.
yeah, everyone's just activated on Chalet. Everyone on DZ is just activated.
But he'll survive, but only temporarily. Unfavorable fight there up above against the Verd, and that's the advantage for Wildcard in this position. Still 3 players holding above on the 2nd floor. Presumably Kansan still has Yokais up 2. Yep, I can see at least 1 being flicked through, plus Valk info, so there's a lot for Wildcard to work off here. Not the best of positions for Dark Zero at the moment.
I don't know.
These are devastating.
You can have the YOLO pings and you can have the vert, but if you don't actually hit the shots, it doesn't really accomplish a whole lot. Smoke thrown out here from J90. Oh, he just catches the spray of Adrian. 1 bullet falls to the head. Volt comes in to try and save the day. Can he win the next battle? No. Bay with a double pinch. That does allow Noahs to go into dining and go for the plant. No one actually going to deny. This will become a post plant. If he can actually get away from the vert position safely and play the horizontal cross, he actually drops into wine. This is an intriguing move from Noahs. Will Wildcard expect this position?
No, they actually won't.
Right now, based on the way that they're moving towards the side, the answer to that is no, but as they get closer to the kit, it will be the only option. But to be honest,
got
time is
Echoes
slowly
and
running out.
Valks.
Someone's going to get on that kit. Nitrocell to clear out the close angle near the kit, but not below it. As soon as Noahs hits this next shot, that's it. Round's done. Immediately, round is now over. That drop does nothing. Dark Zero make it 3 straight. What a wonderful heads-up play from Noahs. He knew that both of them were above, got active, got the plant down,
on the esports
and
team.
played the post-plant perfectly.
So I'm good enough. Ah, there's levels. There's levels.
Strong position, well thought
I'm
out.
barely there.
Discipline
Barely
down
there.
below. Naturally, taking Wildcard a long time to
Thank you, I
get back
appreciate
towards that diffuser. Leaving themselves with no margin for error.
Right now, though, I'll just
Newell's able
focus.
to
I'll just focus on
again, putting on display why he
Yeah,
is
making
rated
content.
one of the best in
Is
the
he gonna steal
region.
that spot? Please do.
Fair start for DZ.
Oh,
Doesn't
shit.
get much better than that. Highlight package of the last round. It was actually new as
You got a
well for
chance.
the mid round right here that brought the advantage and brought the round on their terms. And despite
He had like a
lack of
2.3, I
vertical
think,
control,
when I played with you.
he was eventually able to slip through
You weren't bad.
the plant. And there was nothing
I think
that
he
they
clutched
could
around.
do without hitting an immediate trade on an off angle.
Something like that,
So
I
that's
think.
the tactical timeout burnt for Wildcard. They trail by 3 and things not looking pretty
Yeah,
here on map
easy. Let me
2.
take this, bro. This is going to 3 maps.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of expected this going into Chalet, didn't we? We sort of touched on it, really, even at the start of the series. So far, it's following the script. I mean, Consulate probably didn't follow the Consulate script, but the series is following the series script. You know, 3-0 for Dark Zero. Their attacks have been, really clean. I think this is the kind of game where They're pretty happy with their performance thus far. WildCard called the tag timeout, didn't work. Okay, nothing's really working for WildCard. They finally got an opening kill, finally had a decent start.
Oh, I remember that spawn peek, bro. No one's done that spawn peek in a long time. Oh my gosh. I low-key forgot about that spawn peek.
Gonna try something a little different, move away from kitchen dining. Seven and 0 for Newers. I mean, I know it's early on here. We're only 3 rounds into Chalet, but kind of combining Consulate and Chalet. Newers
Actually, kind of funny. They take the snake away, and now Newers is on ace.
The only player above 18 being on 21. 4-4 entry. So even though he's +0 there, he's active and engaged. He's the only player with an above 1 KPR, 1.17, which is actually really high. If there's an MVP of the series so far, it's been Newers.
Bomb spotted!
The Valk being pretty hard countered in this round, but the IQ round out cancel.
Oh, that's desperate. Desperate play. When things aren't working out. So when things aren't working out, you try something a little different.
Not bad play, it's something you do. It's different.
Early. It almost feels like wave the white flag territory in the first half.
Midpoint now of the round, the Dark Zero
Really,
have
that was actually a really good fall off.
strong handle on this map so far. They'll look to just dot their I's, cross their T's, and work their way through the rest of the checklist. Mez clear up next. Faults with the util belt. But WildCard spring into action. Base, Spiker, lurk below. Maybe some flank potential, but it's pretty limited as Dark Zero just kind of walk up and take free real estate. Fault just drops. Oh, at least gets caught,
Bolts are trying to make a play too. It's crazy.
Needed that next one. Adrian probably had to win the battle pass stock. Yeah, they're all just falling apart. Spiker finally got one. The only kill that he's had so far, but it's 4-0 Dark Zero. We are into speedrun territory on Chalet. 4 straight attacking rounds.
Yeah, just surrender and got map
3 or 4
3.
opening kills.
Oh, this is crazy.
Rounds. They had
This is absolutely crazy.
Way. They're winning in the multi-kills. Guys, I mean, this is just dominant. There's no other way to put it. They've done nothing wrong so far, Dark Zero.
Yeah. Yeah, it's always funny how best of 3 can play out where 1 or even 2 of the maps can be quite one-sided, just the way in which the veto may develop. And probably expected that a little more so as well on Consulate. Obviously not the case, 15 rounds required, but is it shaping up here? Map 2, Chalet, DZ.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair to
and
say.
yeah, it's funny because
speed run effort at the moment.
we're still probably gonna give FaZe this, but if you were ever to give a map to a team and be like, this team rules this map, it's like, you give it to FaZe. FaZe has versed so many teams on Chalet, and they've been dominant every single time.
Will hopefully be a close conclusion.
But the fact that, I mean, like, if they're gonna roll FaZe, they're definitely gonna roll WildCard on this map. Like there's just...
Join M80 as the first 2 teams.
Dude, I can't even tell you what WildCard's doing wrong, dude. Like...
The WildCard continue to get desperate. It feels like they...
I mean, New was on the snake lurking was just amazing. Like, you just never knew. You just never knew where he was lurking from. Always guessing. He does it so well, too.
Ask.
Loading new magazine!
But maybe not even this difficult.
Spiker, you don't
As
want
you said,
that.
nothing's working. Especially after how close and competitive Consulate was. Both teams looked evenly matched. There was nothing separating them. Yet now you go Chalet, a simple map difference, and Dark Zero just look otherworldly in comparison to WildCard. For what it's worth, Night Haven Labs would be, well, and it looks like it will be, the ultimate map to finish on. A 4-2 record this year for Dark Zero and a 3-1 record this year for WildCard. Pretty similar stats as well. So it gets us probably then back to another even map between the 2 teams. Chalet seems to be so far the outlier. Now things can change in the second half. With 2 more rounds to go until we even get there. Dark Zero look like they're on for a 6-0. has slowed down a little bit here, though. Back onto the top floor for Wildcard. This is now officially the slowest round that we've had in this half. I don't know if that's a good news situation for Wildcard or if Dark Zero are just planning something sneaky.
I think they're trying to find
There's a
one
first pick
isolate
for Wildcard.
Bay, but it doesn't quite work out as Faults gets pounced upon. Babs
Here
didn't
comes
have
Kino.
the read that I thought.
That's really good for them. I don't think they've gotten a first pick this whole game.
Mind you, side on the other side of the map.
Oh, he's gonna have to pick it up. Should be able to get this kill onto Bay. Oh my goodness, Kino, that's not the spray. He's been pretty much perfect this game, but not that moment, not that round. Wildcard will get one, and one then can potentially lead to two, and if it does, 2 defensive rounds on Chalet. It's a 55% attacker-sided map in North America. So 2 defensive rounds would still put Wildcard in an okay position if they start well in the next half.
Wow.
The next half is coming
What a
up
round!
very,
What a round from
very
Bay.
soon.
They need that.
Round
They
6
needed
suddenly
that.
becomes ultra
Needed
important for
that.
both teams.
What is it,
Wildcard's ability
4-1
to
right
get
now?
a second. And I think for DZ, they just want to get to 5 and get back to winning this comfortably, as they were up until about a minute ago.
Yeah, credit to Bay in that round. His bar stock hold was great, opposing side of the map, but either a misread or a missed time, or maybe a little bit of both. Faults jumped in uncontested, and then Kino tried to creep for the trade, but got the jitters. Then opened up an opportunity for another kill up through Library. And Bay able to close.
Oh my god, bro. I got so scared.
Well, I'll tell you what, they're not mental chopped. Off of those comms right there, they're not mental chopped. So that's a good thing for them. That's what they got going for them right now.
Standing tall, and has set the stage now for a round where they can at least remain competitive. They must win this.
Pretty much about
If it
it,
goes
honestly.
5-1, I think, yeah, Dark Zero just probably closed it out. If it goes 4-2, it's a game that's in the balance. And that's where, for Wildcard being 4-0 down to begin with, they would take in the balance well and truly.
I don't think that. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think I'd see Wildcard winning. I see him winning one more round, but in order to win that, they had to literally sit there and like 1v4 DZ. So like, I mean, like, it's just.
You couldn't ask.
He's not gonna step up every round.
Plays of this side are flawless in the second round, followed then by the newest 1v2 clutch, the plant, and then dropping the hatch and playing from wine.
They have 3 nitros?
Couldn't be any closer.
And they do.
How is this
3
one
nitros,
going to
2
pan out?
impacts, no util. I just noticed that. They're focusing on a lot more intel rather than util.
Exchange out the snake unavailable for the Grim to combo with the Dockerbee for info gather, so we'll see what kind of influence that may have. As expected, the IQ will persist though. Anticipating the Valkyrie and a correct call echo as well. So NGR will certainly want to value his life in this particular round. Poking and prodding at the moment, J90 with shock drones. Pre-placed as well in position here from Dark Zero. Posturing at the moment for potentially solar side slash trophy early, looking to cut the map in half.
Going Selma, get ready for the breach.
Kino gets to work on that hard breach. And looking to drone forward. In terms of the split from the defense this round, it is 2-1. Those two below, both with Nitro Cells, Spiker and Bay. And they'll be relying on the info gathered from others to try and facilitate that.
I mean, if I'm Wildcard, I'm thinking in the next 20 to 30 seconds, do we find an avenue to actually get aggressive ourselves here? Try and cut off Dark Zero before they get into their set play, which they've been doing really a solid
They're
job
about to go
in
for
this
an
half.
execute.
Think
Actually,
about
now
these
that they're
little
talking.
jump-ins towards Solar and Trophy. Well, there you go. Adrian gets active. Over towards Mezzanine, though, of all positions, against Newers, gets rid of the Grim. Newers was sensational this half, but 2 deaths in the last couple of rounds leaves him vulnerable. Baby Shark, no kills. He'll go 0-6 throughout this opening half. Losing the Solus as well is not good for Wildcard. Leap over Kenton, but he gets shot mid-air from Kino.
Oh.
But the Nitro Cells for Spiker, and suddenly an explosive end to the half. 2 versus 2 with 30 seconds left. Spiker.
Yo, NJR gets his kill. I'll be so pissed somebody's outside with 20 seconds left.
But if he pushes down the stairs, NJR was watching. What a vault in from NJR. The double kill for Dark Zero to go to 5-1. Smiles on the faces of DZ as they know now 2 rounds away from sending us to Nighthaven Labs. What a way to close the half.
Go ahead and just prepare yourselves for match 3. That's nasty. It's nasty as hell.
Destroys WildCard as
I mean, I don't. Whoever walked down. I think that was that Adrian that was alive? I don't know. First of all, Kansas 0-5, so is Baby Shark.
I mean, it's a beautiful show from this team right now.
It really is a beautiful show. It's a great display of how well they are on this map. They're currently flawless on it, and it's for a reason. I mean, their attacking half in particular is so strong, but Newers in particular, round 3 was just so good. And Newers, I'm kind of surprised they got caught off guard a little bit by Newers, given the fact, like, not only does he create ghost pressure, but he's always lurking around the map. And then in this round 3, it was such a heads-up play to be able to drop the hatch, plant the diffuser where it was, because there was no long arm in that. They had to take that engagement. Maybe a little bit of a blunder of the Valkyrie dropping, but nevertheless, I mean, just great overall plays from Dark Zero, but specifically Newers.
Yeah, I'm so glad you wanted to highlight Newers, because I was just thinking, is he like not top 3 in the NEL right now? Like, he's got to be. He's got to be in the conversation at the moment, because I really feel like he's been so good for this team, specifically now that he's on the lurk role for Dark Zero. The roles have kind of freed up a little bit. He's always hitting the backstab, and I mean, 14 and 10. 14 kills though, I believe, or something. He's top fragging up there. Don't worry about the stats, guys. Stats are a lie. Stats are a myth. Let's not believe that. But the impact is obviously happening in the server. And Dark Zero, I mean, they just look really decisive on this map, and it just shows how comfortable that they are on this map. I mean, in that bar round clip we were watching a bit earlier, they were, once they got the top floor, there's no step B. Let's not do vert. Let's not figure out where they are. Let's just hit the site, right? And they just hit the site, and they just trusted their gun. So, yeah, I mean, right now, Dark Zero, they just look so dang good on this map. And double shields were banned on Kino. I don't know if this is maybe a map that you don't want to do it on, maybe bigger maps. But
you said W educational bit, Shawnee? Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
You only want to shield once.
Thank you so much for that comment. I've been a bit.
They're just looking way too.
I've been a bit discouraged to upload them because you know I'm not. I don't show people fragging out. I don't show me fragging out. But thank you, man. I appreciate it. Where am I at? Nah, I'm here. I just went to go use the bathroom since it was a break in the
It's
code.
that Castle that I really do enjoy on their attacking half, because when you think of how strong Castle is, especially on those top floors, just being able to deny piano, to deny.
I'm liking the series, and I'll.
Deny bathroom, deny piano, deny any of those top floor windows. I mean, it really puts a lot of pressure on defenders.
Yeah, so I gotta make one tomorrow.
I feel like it helps their attacks really flourish, where we're going more traditional bans here. So I don't know. I'm not too surprised by these bans, but I do like the bans specifically coming out of the side from Dark Zero attacking half.
All right, well, Dark Zero, they now shift over to defense, and WildCard, they're the ones who have to make something happen on attack, because Dark Zero 2 rounds away from sending us to map 3.
Console and PC, but I play more PC now. I'm really watching on console. I can't lie to you.
It didn't get banned and it didn't get picked, and so far from what we've seen in this entire game, it hasn't been played at all. I don't know what you're waffling about.
Hey, maybe we'll see it and then you'll look stupid. I wouldn't speak too soon.
Well, right now we might not get many rounds to actually see it, because 5-1 up, Dark Zero go defense, looking to close.
You said damn, yeah. I'm like most people. I hit champ on console first, then went to PC.
I mean,
usually how it goes.
The one saving grace.
How many hours I have? I have a lot, dude. I can't lie to you. Maybe.
Attacker side of map in the region, but
yeah, I've been playing this game for 2 years, so.
Baby Shark, you know, you go into this second half too as well from Spiker. Not really filled with a lot of confidence.
No.
I want to say.
Probably not the most confidence-inspiring half from WildCard, but maybe
4,000,
can
5,000,
shape up differently
maybe.
if they had the same conviction from Dark Zero as the guys on the desert side. That's a big standout point, but just their ability to hit site direct. And they found that opportunity, no messing around, no hesitation. And they find the opening kill here in round 7, keeping Kino at bay, who had the
4,000,
license
5,000, like that.
not play shields in all but one round, and was actually pretty good with gun in hand. On the Warden this round taken out pretty early on in the piece. It's solo-side structure at the moment from WildCard. Spiker with Kit. And He has just gained really good info.
Okay.
West main across into site. Red ping now available, but it's straight on the Newers, who despite getting pinged, able to find the double, make it 3.
Holy, you can't clear Newers. Newers is like locked in this series.
Newers clear MVP on Chalet.
Loading new mag.
This is going to be a little bit disappointing though if you wildcard. You know, it's one thing to lose the map, but it's another thing to just get completely demolished. Old Spiker by himself now in 1 versus 4, facing the prospect of being 6-1 down, and Nighthaven Labs is calling.
Go ahead and just get a map
far
for
away
you,
from
dude.
picking up that
Jeez.
phone. 5 map points for DZ, and to think on Conceal it came down to a 2 versus 2 in the 15th round. And to think that Dark Zero had 3 round chances to close that map out, and had they done so in one of those 3, they'd be on their way to EWC. Instead, they're on their way to Nighthaven Labs.
Dude, yeah.
It's remarkable how much a map can.
I mean, dude, look at him.
change up a
He's
matchup
so
and
like aggressive.
Here on Chalet is
I
great.
don't know. And in this series, and you know, usually like
really just
you know,
look at
aggressive
home
players
and
in Pro League, they you know,
side of the server.
sometimes they pop off,
5
sometimes
opportunities
you
to
know
close it.
they get
In
handled.
regulation, it's a
But in
neck
this
pull at
series, he's
point.
just found that when he's super aggressive,
Labs is calling. It's
there's nothing that's stopping him. Who am I hoping that wins?
Eager to jump into that.
I'm not really
third
hoping
and
any team
final
wins,
map,
to be
which
honest.
All the numbers suggest.
I'm sort of hoping. I mean, if we'll be a little real, I guess you could say I hope WildCard win.
Still got to officially get
But
there,
the only thing, and the reason why I say I kind of don't hope anyone wins is because the winner of this game goes to EWC, right? But the loser still has a chance to qual, right? And they'll play tomorrow. I'll be watching it tomorrow, obviously. But whoever loses this game, the team that they play tomorrow, I think is like, they're not the best. So I feel like whoever loses this game is still going to get into EWC.
Is France leading now? When I last looked, it was
Win or lose.
Okay.
And I think to some of these players, that's probably what they're thinking too.
Not a World Cup stream, so I don't care. Now, and also is that's what I was kind of alluding to. Is going into Nighthaven Labs, Baby Shark might enter the server now.
I mean, unless For Fun, you know, proves to me that they're, you know,
Unless Wildcard can win 5
they're a good
straight
team and you know they should make it to some sort of a
I'm not so
event.
sure.
Then
nothing is impossible, but it would be.
Fairs,
it would be
yeah.
something.
I mean,
Nice.
it's just
So good
like
on this map.
in the game tomorrow. Yes, I am.
Up here from Adrian.
Usually, I mean, like, because I stream it on the thing with the streaming the Pro League is that I get a lot of viewers. That's good for me. That's how I grow. So yes, I'll be back tomorrow. The game starts at 1.
So the pressure from
That's how it
WildCard
started
early
today.
in this round. A Spiker scouts site, and we know how much he loves calling a heads
Yeah,
up
game
play.
starts
We'll
at
see
1.
if that's able to translate into something.
And the next game should start at 4.
You know what's interesting as well with that opening kill, I was about to mention it before it, but that is the one area Wildcard have been very, very good at here on this map. There's only been 3 opening picks for DZ. They've won a lot of these rounds, 3 or 4v5. They're going to have to do it again here. Match point, 3 versus 5.
Okay, so Wildcard's gonna take this round, I think. Get 10 other games. What time zone am I in?
6-1. Wildcard are finally going to get around to go their way in a very convincing fashion. Last time they won was on
I'm an idiot. I
Bedroom
probably
Office
should
in the
know.
5th round of the first half. Dining here.
That's about Central Daylight Time, so like CST.
Also go their way to give them round number 2 and just give them.
So yeah, it's like it's 1 o'clock for me.
I think we're past the point of
2 o'clock for EST, and then 11 o'clock for
Baby Shark just keeping him
PST or
trapped
something like
towards
that.
trophy stairs. Longer angle for Kansan. Adrian had the cut back up towards Solar covered. Flawless. Well played from Wildcard, but the reality is you've still got to now win 4 straight. It's a start.
So you can't make it, or you're busy.
We're seeing smiles. I mean, if anything, they could try and keep their spirits high and ensure that their fundamentals and the comms are in check. There's no harm in giving this map what you've got and just trying to play some good siege, which may help bleed into the 3rd map, if that is ultimately to be needed. Good last round, though, from them. The introduction of the Sense was intriguing. Ultimately, it wasn't really needed. Good pinch mez. Spike with good info side, and then they're able to rally themselves into the objective with
yeah, it's 5 p.m. from here.
So credit to WildCard.
5:08.
Dark Zero to rotate over to Bar for the follow-up.
Always start, when you get these kind of 6-0, 6-1 sort of start, you know, score lines. That sort of round, you kind of just brush it aside. Inadvertently, yeah, incredibly well played. Flawless, did everything right, opening kill.
New Year's is 12 and 3.
Literally couldn't have played that round any better, and yet the overall match says it doesn't
like it's a
really
ranked
matter.
match, bro.
We're all just kind of holding bated breath that we're going to Nighthaven Labs, and that is where this series will be settled. But for every comeback, it starts with a round, and the second
There goes
round,
Mr. Aggressive again.
3 or 4 rounds
You know
until
he's gonna get
finally
active.
Convinced that the comeback is on. One round at a time mentality needs to be installed for WildCard. They got everything to gain and nothing to lose.
Loading new mag.
And as I said, 5 of the last 6 rounds, they've gotten the opening kill. They've had the early advantages. They just have failed to convert on 3.
New Year's, yes, he's insane.
So they've had good looks. As we head to bar games,
Literally
DZ wanting to close
pop in the
this out
stream tomorrow.
quickly.
That's good to hear. Thank you. It's just I can't stream. I have to call it the Red app because of TikTok. I can't stream to the Red app when I play Red. It's I can only stream the purple app and TikTok.
Baby Shark has found a second.
My PC can't handle it.
Can't believe it. It's another open
Use
kill
full
for
pin right now. You're in
WildCard.
Europe.
Maybe Shark was.
Okay, all right. Yeah, you're
I don't know how they.
okay. You're 7 hours ahead. Okay, so it'd be like the first game would start at 8 o'clock for you then,
You took about top floor and Jano no flushed out.
which is late, and it's a Friday night.
We're not done on Chalet yet. Bolts is taken low, but he did at least find that kill onto Baby Shark. WildCard are in a very good position here to get themselves to a 3rd round. Although they are out of the ROUs from the Sens, so they won't be able to play shield screens for the actual execute. And when you factor in the Shamika launcher of NJR, you've got a Nitrocell for Kino. Bolts can still get
Kino's gotta get aggressive here with the shotgun and swing him.
This is not impossible for Dark Zero, although losing Faults certainly doesn't help. Oh, Kino. Well, that's a freebie. Hang on. He plays for more info. No, the timing is Adrian just gets
There you go.
off.
Always
He
get
now
aggressive
then
when
has
you're
to
down
force
numbers.
that kill. Kino just keeps on sprinting.
Nice.
To try
Now
and
the
make up
2v2.
ground. NJR, good kill.
Stop being
onto
aggressive
Babe
is good.
towards the
Can't
big
play
window
passive.
of
Now you can
games.
play passive,
And,
and then NJR is just him.
down to Spiker. WildCard have thrown away that
Does he have not have
advantage.
the
He's
Tatanka
stuck
launchers?
outside as well, and there's only
Wow.
30 seconds. Oh, wonderful
How
play
did they
from
sell
NJR.
that? How did they sell that?
Business here on Chalet. All 3 maps are indeed required. Nighthaven
Bro,
Labs
what?
will be needed.
That's so
after all,
funny
just
because, like,
as
I mean,
we
this is Pro
expected
League. These are
when
supposed to be
this
the best of the
series
best.
began. We expected.
That's how you play it. Flex, but you know, when you're down numbers situation, you know, make it a 2v2 instead of just keeping it a 2v4. That is crazy though. And I bet you that Sense is so pissed off. So pissed off. Yeah, he is right. He is right. He made so much noise walking down. I don't know why Agent got on him. Yeah. Wow. Wow. Oh my gosh. Alright, now we got a 6-minute break at the. Alright, be back in 6 minutes. A little break for me too. Hey, I having to run those ads. It's like the only way I can get the pre-roll ads off. Alright.
Well, Dark Zero come alive on Chalet, and they dismantle WildCard on Dark Zero's map pick, and now we go to map 3. A very different feel on this one, Kyle. It was not the back and forth competitive game we saw on map 1. It was, well,
Last
open
map.
and shut, and it was Dark Zero absolutely steamrolling WildCard.
It was. I mean, it was almost like a normal best of 3, right? Hey, they're winning their map pick. Wish we would have.
They win their
I
map.
wish we would have saw that in the earlier series, but sometimes that's just how it is. Yeah, I mean, WildCard should have probably ran away with their map a little bit more than they did, but ultimately they ended up winning it. Here, easy. This is their best map, Chalet, and they were looking really good.
Well, and a huge difference between map 1 and map 2, not only in Dark Zero stepping it up, but in WildCard struggling a little bit. We saw Kansan, a 17 kill performance from him on Consulate, and oh, what happened here on map 2, 3 and 7.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a big difference going
It
from
was
17
0-6,
kills
so-
to 9, then to 3
Okay,
to
kinda
7. And it's not just on
started
Kansas.
getting back
The entire team
later.
was getting dismantled left and right from the side of WildCard. Dark Zero just had the game plan. They understood exactly what they wanted to go for on their attacking half, and again, they really showcased it there. However, you would think, being in deficit that way, not looking too great, vibes would be down. It's the total opposite from the side of WildCard.
Yeah, we heard from them after a round win that actually the vibes are pretty decent right now. Take a listen.
Yeah! Guys, I'm on the board. 2 kills that round. Type 9-4.
I mean, you like to see the spirits still up. I mean, that was after what? It was like 6-2 at that point, and they still had that. Like, that's a good sign.
And then they got clutched on. And even if you remember in the last round of that series, they pretty much just full sent it in games. They just wanted to get the game over with. They didn't want any other head scratchers going on. They wanted to keep that mental there. And that's so important in a best of 3, which these teams know this. These players know that it really does come down to the mental.
Yeah.
Because it is a long series. And as long as you can get to that last map, you can have the best mental going into it. It really can set you up for success going into that very last map.
Yeah, I'll tell you, that's a team that I want to be on. A team that's going to have fun even when you lose. I do not want to be on a team where everyone's kind of just whining and like, what's going on and things like that, right? So, yeah, things are looking on the up and up for WildCard. I'm happy with that.
You're happy with that performance despite the mess
I'm happy
there.
with the, I'm happy with the attitude.
I'm happy with the attitude.
Absolutely.
Because we are going to go into a really good map 3, right? We're going to be talking about Nighthaven Labs, and that's a map that I think is in WildCard's wheelhouse a little bit. Chalet, look, throw that out of there. It's a best of 3. That's Dark Zero's best map. We tried. We tried our vision game. It didn't work against them. We tried our shield bands. It's not going to work on a map like that. But Nighthaven Labs, it's a little bit more step by step, so I feel like they can kind of go back to their game plan.
And if you look back even in SLC, when they did play it, DZ won. And typically when we see those matchups go back to back and you go and revisit that map, typically the team that loses learns the most from it and does end up implementing those mistakes that they make, and they fix it into the next series, and they do. And
I love the fact that they brought him out here.
Could be.
Well, we talked about how
and
like,
I'm
the
pretty
DZ
sure
puzzle that they've put together. Like,
they
just
probably
the
wanted to
best
ask.
possible
They probably
components,
asked
best
Fett, but
every possible
you know,
category
Fett's
of what
not.
they do. What can WildCard do here
That's
to
not
kind
trying to
of
be a
match that? We've
broadcaster,
talked about
commentator,
Kansan,
whatever.
Baby
You know,
Shark,
does this stuff for fun.
What
But
is what
Mitch
kind of
really
needs to take charge here and win?
I love. He's very like you know analytical, and I love the fact that they brought him
We were
out.
talking about it kind of earlier. I think it's Spiker. I think
Really
Spiker needs to step up a little bit here for the team. Again, we don't
And I
want to
mean,
we don't
you
want to
know,
stat watch, but
once
this is
again,
kind of that
but-
graphic we wanted to talk about and how good Spiker has been. This is all of the
I was gonna
IGLs
say,
across the
once
NAL,
again,
and
though,
really look
you know,
at the
former
EPS,
player,
right? It's
former
Spiker
coach.
with that 1.34
Got a lot of knowledge.
KD as
Damn,
well.
JJ,
Not
100
only
Canadian?
EPS, but KD across all IGLs. And
Damn,
we typically
JJ?
talk about IGLs. You're not supposed to get frags, right? Look at some of the IGLs at the bottom of the list, right? Canadians down there, and is typically talked about Bino, Trebmac, JJ Blaz. But again, Spiker, he's breaking the mold. And honestly, I think it's something that it kind of gets overlooked. If you're
I don't know why I focus on JJ so much, but like,
it does free up a
he's
lot
another
of the
one
rest
that was
of
like
the team.
Taka
And I
that
think
was
that's
like
kind of
stuck
what
with
they're
T2
missing.
for
Even that's
forever.
something you even highlighted going into this series. I mean, even
And
the
I
game versus
don't
M80, Spiker was
know,
the
dude.
one that was carrying the momentum,
He was
carrying
gonna
the team.
smoke him through the last season. Dude, he wasn't a .4 player last season. Dude, he was maybe like a point.
Was insane for the
0.7,
league, but we haven't seen that same
0.4?
level
I
from
noticed
Spiker
that
throughout
too,
this
actually.
series. And if there's any
I
time
had noticed,
for a
you know,
player to
anytime
come
I was
alive,
watching 5
it is
tiers,
in
dude,
this
JJ was
last
hella
map with
negative.
EWC on the line.
So 7-7
But-
match
and he's
point.
not like Canadian,
Spiker
and like
with the call again. Yeah,
bringing just
basement,
mostly
he
mostly
dropped that. That's
shields,
what
you
we wanna
know,
see.
like.
Well, that is, it feels
That's
like what
crazy.
we're headed towards
I know.
given how close
Wow.
that first map was.
Just
But let's not
wow.
forget, DZ are carrying all sorts of momentum right now, including NJR, who has been clutching left and right, you have to imagine that also plays a pretty significant role here.
I guess you can look at it and be like, well,
but again,
there's a reason why they haven't made it to
on some aspects and some
they're
levels
not
of
in
it,
the
having
playoffs
that
whatsoever. You
is
know, they
great
missed out
going
on
to the last map, but
EWC.
it also can be a very scary thing if you start losing that momentum, because then you regain or you refill that other team up with the momentum and they start walking away with it. So for them, it's going to be very important that probably Wildcard's gonna be more aware of, especially the lurking from Newers. They aren't gonna give him that, you know, that opening to be able to expose them. So it really is gonna be on DZ to be paying attention to where those gaps are and kind of where where Wildcard is moving around the map, because they're definitely gonna be a lot more vigilant of those flanks and that ghost pressure.
But you know what?
Applies.
All right, it is Night Haven Labs
I believe
to
it's
decide
Snake
our second spot.
was the only one on 5 Fears that was giving any teams problems. Any team a problem.
Yes, we thought it would probably come to this third map, guys, and lo and behold, we will get there in the end to settle.
It's fine, you know. It's just kind of just like.
It's gone to script so far in the series that we do get to this third
final
map. The social
Snake
predictions have been in favor of Dark Zero all the way through.
Snake rival
map
Epic
1,
JJ Forrest, I think, something like that.
Will that hold true after that very successful
People
win
had Snake
on
get back to
Chalet?
Epic. Oh no, he was fragging out that
They do
stage.
take some momentum.
Oh, he was fragging out. The only one fragging out, by the way.
Teams statistically actually run pretty even.
I think I got the roster right. I might have missed one person, but like,
the numbers suggesting that these two teams are strong on labs and thereby evenly matched. And yeah, sure, a bit of momentum.
I like you do feel bad for JJ. He was a laughing stock of T2, and I guess he's kind of a laughing stock of T1. I don't know. He's a good person. He's a good like guy too.
I'm sure when the veto played out and they planned for it, it was very much a case of unlikely at best to get the win on Chalet.
Wow.
So the third map.
All right. Well, look, this is going to be a Night Haven game.
As the bands play out double hard breach denial and
DZ's attacking first.
Itself, Bandit, Kaid,
Your wild card
and Havana.
Take that 4-2 split.
So that will kick the mirror up for denial, and there'll be reliance potentially on the Mav as well in helping get that IT wall.
Take that 4-2 split. All I know is I believe NJR spams Warden on this map. Someone spams Warden on this map on DZ.
In the M80 100 Thieves
He has that independent personality. He does. Yeah, he definitely does.
What have you got for this one, guys?
He's like in and out of streaming. I think when he was playing in Challenger League, or not Challenger League, when he was playing in his first stage on
you get plus the bands. Which
Bands was the team name?
It's a really tough choice again.
Something like that. When he was playing his first group stage, he was also working as a car salesman or something like that. So he'd have work in the morning and then come back and play Rainbow.
High 50s defensive win rate.
Like I said, I like the story.
There's a plethora of maps played, 6 for DZ, 4 for WildCard. Like the pool of data is pretty strong.
Wait, are we seeing another Echo Shot?
Somewhat important to note, 57 days ago, these two did actually take battle on this map. It was the last time WildCard did play.
My parents are going to be home any second, so I got to go downstairs.
So there's a slight
get home. So I'll be away from my setup for like maybe 5 minutes when they get here.
My opinions are mixed. If
Might
I
have to end
had to pick
depending
a
on
team,
their mood.
if I had to pick somebody, I'd probably go DZ, but expecting this to probably be close, and I wouldn't be shocked if we see another OT.
I was looking back at that game as well, the 7-4 that you mentioned, incredibly attacker-sided to Dark Zero. Oh, sorry, not 2 Dark Spot.
There's no mirror on Breach. This is a little different. Usually there's a mirror on Breach, you know?
Funnily enough, the last time WildCard actually won.
But they banned the Thermite, so I guess there's no need.
Against Dark Zero.
Unless they want to maybe impact trick.
Again, it's impossible to predict this one.
Dua's getting the initial tag on a Spiker. Better return serve.
Was that a whiff? Can you count that as a whiff?
J90 will finish off what Nua started onto Spiker.
Hey, do you know how pissed I would be if 2 people were downstairs just doing whatever?
J90 taking a bit of damage towards storage as Baby Shark continuing to contest.
Like, why are they both? Oh, why are they both storage? Oh.
Is the site.
Oh, they did mirror trick. They mirror tricked it.
But
Nice.
a very late opening of IT for Dark Zero has meant WildCard have been able to play this vert game without worrying too much about a potential push in through IT, and that's going to benefit them with that kill from Baby Shark.
Yeah, that really now protects that server position where the Buck can be so powerful in flushing out close angles and alleviate some pressure electrical and start allowing the attack to think about the route towards pillar for the plant. So that's a massive kill. And prior to that as well, shutting down the lurk from Newers, which was a powerful trait for Dark Zero to be reliant upon back on Chalet. As the desk alluded to, WildCard needs to be better ready for it, better prepared at tackling it.
You like no intel for Garage too? Oh, this is going to be a great clear here.
And JR gets caught. Lovely kill from Faults to get rid of Bay. Opens up Rafters, but still down a player. Forcing out the first of 3 gas babes from Adrian. 2 still remain. Faults is actually going to rotate over towards Blue. Still so much utility available though for the defense.
Oh, that's a catch.
But take away the Nitrocell, the Baby Shark, if he stays down on that floor. Now currently a 2 versus 2. The flash actually self-inflecting. Kino allows Kansas to then swing and leaves it all down to Faults. He's got 10 seconds to try and find the 1 versus 2. He can't even get through the doorway. WildCard will get the opening round on Labs. Perfect way to start on map 3.
Well, we saw the head-to-head Kansan v Kansan. Map 1 was very successful him on Consulate, but shut down, much like the rest of the team on Chalet. But he played a pivotal role there, opening round Labs, by pushing forward and disrupting any trade potential there from Kino Rafters. He was able to essentially confirm the round for his team, bring it into a 2 versus 1 that was always going to be very, very tricky to clutch up.
Attackers have discovered the location of a bomb.
Well played by him. Over to storage for the follow-up. WildCard would be likely pleased with that result. We're going to see them again lean into this heavy info game, which we've seen them tease a little bit over the course of the series. We saw quite a bit of pulse play back on Cons. Chalet as well, not shying away from the Solace Valk combination. So it's going to be a little bit of a hybrid between the two. And on a site like Storage, which offers plenty of opportunities to deny with the quad nitro they've got for the IT breach push. You can also then rotate below for plant denial, etc. Pretty versatile lineup here from the defense.
Attackers are moving to defuse a bomb.
Keep your tongue straight. I've got you covered. Jammer ready.
Yeah, I love the quad nitro here for WildCard.
Oh wow, I got News on Ash. Okay. This should be interesting, I guess.
As it stands, no one currently basement, but I feel like it's some point
No snake, no lurk with snake, okay.
Surely someone down there, whether it's going to be Spiker on the pulse, who can certainly gain information. They are, of course, defending IT as well with Bay and Baby Shark around IT and Rafters.
Good impact trick.
Bay contesting these Selmas of Faults. But here comes the aggression from Kino, straight through vending, down the stairs.
Wave
going to
buff
basement,
activated.
You would expect Spiker to be here, but there's no one here.
Where is Spiker? He's in sight.
Well, sometimes no info is good info. At least no one's clear.
He's in sight. What?
Base can be retaken though.
Dead.
That's the only downside. Oh, almost close. Oh, and indeed will not be retaken from Kino. What a read from WildCard. Well, they're out of stun. I mean, Dark Zero, they go for the basement clear, hoping to maybe try and overwhelm a player like Spiker. The Pulse will typically sit in basement, get that information with the heartbeat sensor, play the Nitrocell. Spiker was never down there. That was the demise of Dark Zero. And haphazardly from Kino, once he poked his head back up,
No, Kino would be that skin out. Oh, hilarious. Seeing it in Pro League.
Huge round for WildCard. 2-0 start.
Should be.
That's actually hilarious, bro. Here. I can't believe they allowed that. Or no, not that they allowed that, but like
getting dominated on map 2. Starting out strong here on Labs. Game plan for Dark Zero. Torn to shreds. Beautiful read from WildCard. Nobody from the defense getting isolated on basement, and then as we see Dark Zero try to transition that control up cargo, probably then sensing they can start, thinking about site. They know there's no nitro threat down below. Looking to get Kino into play.
Back timeout already? I want to nip him in the bud.
Never eventuated. And for what feels like at least the second time in this series, a very
I'm not a big fan of that.
Tactical
timeout with
the trailing
2
team.
rounds
this time
in.
around though, it's Dark Zero to initiate the chat.
2 rounds into the game. I don't like that. Let him play. Let him play. Let him play.
Silly stat. it doesn't mean anything. But the team that has won the opening round,
You said you got money on DZ and need to win?
won the entire map. Does that
I don't know. Hopefully this attack timeout does something. I mean, these attacks, that last attack was fast. The first one was slow. They switched it up, you know. They just weren't successful. They weren't successful.
Technically, was a wildcard first round win.
I don't know. I guess use attack timeout to get their mental up and, you know, revise their attack.
They did go 3-1 up, and then from there, wildcard kind of got back into the game, and it was close from there on. So either way, tactical timeout will expire, and I think it's pretty evident Dark Zero are not happy with the opening 2 rounds, especially when you get flawless down on storage
one
control.
timeout per half and break between side swaps. Hold up, I thought it was one timeout per game.
So maybe either miscommunications, misinformation, maybe followed the strat book a little too close and didn't adapt to what was actually happening in the round. Didn't actually go and get some info first up. I wasn't expecting them, to be honest, to win top 4.
I mean, this is a pro league team. I don't think, you know, these mental chops, but
I know NAL has some different sided statistics on it, but
is Kansan, I mean, still pretty new to knowing all these, you know, all these different pros. But is Kansan one of those? He's kind of like Andy. He's either super positive or super negative. There's kind of like no in between.
Yeah, the heat is being applied to.
Very interesting.
The defending major champs at the moment.
Camera feed up and running. Enemies inbound.
Dark Zero are a supremely talented team though, and can find their way back into this matchup, and I'm sure that tactical timeout will aid them in formulating a plan going forward. Identifying what's gone wrong so far and looking to refine.
You wanted to C4 him? Go C4. I would literally go C4. I'm no joke.
Massive pocket pick. I'd hazard to guess that the 0 pick rate is extremely
that change
low.
Team coaches a chance to swing the game around.
Okay. Can gain a lot of info with the Argus launch.
I love it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That was a nice nitro.
Entire
love
attacking
it.
plan.
Yeah, I'm starting to get a little worried now for Dark Zero. 3 straight rounds, wildcard with the opening kills.
Get ready for the
lose NGR. Wildcard just looks
There's
switched on.
They're just there's Newers. I mean,
good siege here on Labs.
look at the factors, you know, like
in control on
the factors in both games. It's crazy. You know, Newers was 12-4. Last game they won 7-2.
No success on the snake.
It was hella positive. It was a close game. It's not a close game for them anymore. Hella negative. He hasn't got a kill.
At the moment, he's now 0-3. So if we had the Kansan picture between games 1 and 2, right now you could display the newest picture. And it's not great viewing if you're a Dark Zero fan. They need to get themselves back into this round quickly. As Kino slipped by on the Monty, it does feel like overall in this series, the Monty play has not seen a lot of success for Dark Zero. And while it may not be the Monty at fault in this round, it's to get included where Wildcard have found success. It's only now the Monty remaining. And that's what you don't want. You want the Monty taking contact, and contact he finds, but at the very end of the round from Kansan, he's back.
Hey, JJ.
So a wild card. 3 straight, and that timeout did
I don't think you're getting your money back, bro.
Zero. Wildcard are 4 rounds away.
Never a nice
it's not looking good. It's looking terrible.
Tactical timeout.
It's looking terrible.
Fail to convert. We've seen the numbers historically. Your chances of winning typically in most settings will be increased. Dark Zero being tested here, and Wildcard are playing phenomenally well. It's the mirror to be banned out alongside the Grim. You commented on the Monty before. I've had a look back at some of the numbers across this series. It's been essentially a mixed bag. It's very close to 50-50 in terms of the Monty success rate. Obviously difficult to comment too thoroughly as to
he said yes, the hoodie. Makes its appearance for Pearly.
It's just too many factors, really.
I mean, when you're losing to nitros like that, the early pick nitros like that, it's rough. The 0 unable to gain a lot of information or clear utility in that round. That was the 3rd time 0 has been played in NAL for this stage. 2nd.
Mental's looking good. I don't know. Mental's looking good. Gotta fix the attacks.
In their match against SSG.
But I mean, the decider has just been how aggressive.
Wildcard are in a commanding position.
Wildcard's been. I mean, they were not aggressive at all. I think the aggressor last game was definitely DZ. That's what's changed the game right now, in my opinion.
Would essentially then mean that
Wow. 3 total kills in 3 rounds for all of DC. Thanks.
The pressure is well and truly mounting right now.
I think the pressure's already been applied and maybe hitting that maximum point. 3 very crucial rounds coming up for Dark Zero. Otherwise, they face the threat of the lower bracket.
Reminds me of Mount Logan.
For Fun Esports awaiting the loser of this map. And while the loser of this map, Gus, I think it's fair to say will be the dead set favorites against For Fun Esports. You just don't want to see what happens on the day.
The favorites.
And
No
JR
doubt
finally
about
gets an opening kill for Dark Zero. Their first one here on Labs. Maybe a sign of things to come for them as they shut down Baby Shark. No water, that gets eliminated. A big operator no longer available for the defensive wildcard. But most importantly for DZ, it's just a clean start to the round. Now you get the extra player advantage. Get a bit of information through IT. Stretch that defense. Yeah, command server is a good site typically for defense, but once you go down to 4 players, suddenly covering every avenue of the entry, it's not as possible. You get a bit stretched thin. You can't quite defend. Rafters, blue, electrical, con, meeting, the site itself. You can get overwhelmed quickly. This is a big round for DZ. Let's see what they can do as Newers hits the headshot onto Adrian. Well, that was unexpected. And then Jansen, he went for the
there we
double
go.
down. Well, this is a classic
First round for them. There you go.
They just keep swinging to try and get
Good way to
the
get on
round
the
back on
board.
their terms, and it doesn't work.
Could have come back. 3-3 split.
Should be able to win this 4th round. Spiker may be the nuisance from
He's
below
fast as hell on Monty.
but even he can't find this kill.
Yeah, he's fast as hell on Monty. Alright, my parents are home. I'll be back.
Well, that's better. But it's still a tall mountain to overcome that deficit that lays before them. Second flawless round so far, so 1 apiece per team. There's a big opening kill from NJ. I didn't quite spot exactly how he netted it, but dropping the warden early is great. Even if that round had have eventuated into a 5-4 execute, when you don't have the warden to post up close electrical, it really makes the pillar plant very vulnerable. Ultimately, WildCard were the dictators and not even allowing that situation to eventuate, as you alluded to. They aggressed, they hit the gas pedal, they tried to get the round back on their terms, trying to catch a flank or catch a multi, and fortunately for them, DZ were more than clued in and able to shut down every single attempt made out of desperation there from WildCard. It's a 1-3 scoreline. Dark are keeping their head above water, back down to storage control.
5 seconds left.
Well reinforced.
4 straight rounds. The opening kill has decided the round thus far. And it wasn't the case on Chalet. Chalet was a mixed bag. Consulate started off as a mixed bag and finished very strong. From round 5 to 15 on Consulate, there was only 1 round that wasn't converted. So when you kind of look at the series overall, all 3 maps, every single round, yeah, it's probably around that 70 to 75% mark as usual.
Brace yourself! 750!
As we go to control storage, it should be defended similar to the previous round for WildCard with a heavy influence on this top floor. It's a 3-2 split though, which is probably about right. Triple Nitrosol. This time Spiker, again, will not go to basement on the poles. It's not needed. It's not done every single time either.
RET active. Sweeping perimeter. I have you covered.
I think personally, I'm more intrigued to see what angle Dark Zero look to take if it's more traditional IT across. Oh, Kino just looks up rafters. Oh, this is ultra aggressive. Another Nitro. Sustains it this time around.
Needs help from Volts. Well, Volts has just ran away. Jedi knows the bait. This is very sloppy from Dark Zero. And Volts ended up just dying to Adrian. Is this just a miscommunication round? I'm not sure what's happened. Kino's had to get aggressive. backed into the corner, eventually goes down to the gas bay. That leaves the case in a horrible position. Oh, this is a nightmare of a round for Dark Zero. Complete capitulation.
This will not be fun to remember.
I would love to know what the comms were for this round. Maybe the guys on the couch could give us some insight, because that just felt like a shambolic round for Dark Zero. And credit to WildCard for capitalizing and punishing.
Yeah, they did a really good job target prioritizing there. They didn't set their sights completely on Kino. They were able to isolate the rest of the attack, trying to support the shield, and then ultimately strike when Kino was vulnerable. Time here for Newers, but not a lot of info. Force deep. Try and sneak plant, but needs a couple of kills and not presented that opportunity. That was well played by WildCard.
All right, there's 4. 4 is typically what you want on defense labs. Now it gives one last chance to Dark Zero to get two attacking rounds. And a free swing, a free hit for WildCard to see if they can go 5-1 up. And it's 5 straight in terms of opening kill conversions. So that means, that's right, 4-1 in favor of WildCard. That's where they've just been so dominant. 2-0 in terms of multi-kills. Are you kidding?
It's that site.
Why are we going to Kitchen Cafeteria in a playoff third map that's deciding who goes to EWC? This is very strange from WildCard. This is not what I was expecting at all. And maybe, look, Dark Zero might not be expecting it either, but...
Well, I mean, they probably are expecting it, right? So I've had to look back at that last best of 3 they played. WildCard actually opened up on this side on defense, played it a second time in round 5, and it was a 50-50 split. WildCard defended it successfully on the first time, but presumably WildCard with a read on the reattempt were then able to win it back, so...
What was that? That would have been back in kickoff, no?
Yeah, this was kickoff, so...
And, well, this stage, it's been played 4 times for a 100% attacker win rate across the 4 times. Defense has not won this site at all this stage. WildCard say, yeah, let's give it a try.
Breach charge set.
Steve DZ all their bluff.
I also feel like the record for us watching this site overall is probably like a 90% attacker win rate across, what is it, 4 years or something?
Going for a drive.
Also love the fact that Kenzen's 9-1 after what was evidently a big struggle on Chalet. Just the 3 kills. He's now up to 29, 1 away from 30. Newers 2 away from 30 on 28. Slow and steady right now for Dark Zero. They probably sense that WildCard are up to something. Why else would they be sending them to Kitchen Cafeteria?
Adrian's in such a precarious position. Face to face with Kino.
He hasn't got really util to help himself against the Monty either, but I mean, the quick reposition's the right... Oh no, where are you going? Global shit. Oh, well, he just... Okay. Adrian is dead. Kansan also fell with him, and my bewilderment as to the site choice, guys, is thankfully, for at least myself, going to be validated. That is a strange decision. Of all decisions you could make from WildCard, they give a 3-1 over to Dark Zero. It's 4-2.
A WildCard, they get that 4-2 split they were looking for. Maybe could have added a 5th round there. But what we're seeing from WildCard right now, right? We've talked so much about the utility game as far as information goes, right? And how much that is helping a team. Talk to me about what you're seeing in terms of explosive utility, because that really is leading the way.
It is leading the way, and it's a theory that we actually call at the high level C4 maxing, or basically the more...
I've never called it that.
Okay, here we go. The more C4s you bring, you can, and this is a real stat, you can look up Grant Triple on Twitter, who's got great analytics, used to be a former DZ analyst. But yeah, the more C4s you bring on defense, the higher your defensive win rate is. And we had 2 straight rounds where WildCard is bringing 4 C4s in the lineup, and another round where they brought 3. And it's not only just kills, which we've seen a ton of, that was a great C4 montage there, but they're getting so much damage onto the Montane that they left up, coincidentally, and they're just chucking these C4s. They're using their smokes for the utility to kind of finish off Kino as well. And again, it's not even just the kills, but even the amount of chip damage going along with the information game. Now they know where everybody's coming from, and no one on Dark Zero really has a chance to fight back.
Yeah, I mean, we also were seeing a lot of the information. We were seeing the Valkyrie, we were seeing the Pulse come into play. I mean, again, WildCard, fantastic job on their defense. I mean, we also heard Jake ask us, you know, what were the comms from DZ on round 5 in that round specifically where Kino stuck on Raptors, and the comms were actually pretty good from Dark Zero, but the biggest thing was Kino was trying to figure out how we can get support from his team to help with the player on Raptors, the player's bottom garage. And yeah, I mean, taking 2 C4s, taking smoke grenades, but WildCard, again, had a very good plan. Bay was keeping him distracted. They were going for the C4s on Kino. They end up killing the player outside Raptors' door, smoked that Raptors' door, and then keep applying that pressure. And then, what, we saw NJR come into Raptors, then to immediately be met by a C4. So, I mean, again, the game plan from WildCard on their defensive half was great. Now, I could argue that last round was a bit questionable. There was no C4s. There was no C4s. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Coulda went 5-1 here. Fact of the matter is, they're happy on a 4-2 half. Now it's their attack.
Jeez, dude, I come back and it's a 2-4 split. What did I get back off? I was gone for 2 rounds.
The C4s that they have to deal with on that first half, but they still have to deal with Kansan, who between map 2 and map 3 has kind of found his stride again. And I know after that second map, we said, all right, Kansan not doing so hot. So it's only fair that we highlight him again here, that now he's performing a lot better so far, better than his entire map 2 performance just in the half.
Yeah, we were talking about the comms, we were talking about, you know, the mentality, and, you know, he made a joke, he finally got on the board.
9 and 2.
This is the Kansan
difference maker right there.
Needed, especially from what we saw in the first map. I mean, he dropped 17 kills, so to go from 17 to 3 to now 9, and we're now switching halves, he can easily have another 17 kill game on the board. However, we also need to see a little more from Spiker, because that's another player that we highlighted. So if Spiker can start to find his footing here, it's looking grim for Dark Zero.
Dude, I really got to figure out what that background is for DZ.
We got the Bandit mirror going out, and this is kind of rare. We're actually going to see a... oh, we got off the cave. Okay, we got off the cave. But we're going to see that at least the tube, which is going to stall that IT wall opening up. And maybe we'll see some C4s onto that wall. We'll see C4 maxing.
It could happen. WildCard now shift over to the attack. They have a 2-round cushion over the major champs right now. The winner of this map goes to Paris.
Well, do you think we're going to get some C4 maxing, guys? Do you want to partake in that saying, or maybe just leave the voice on the couch?
No, I like it. I'm a fan.
Oh, you like it?
Yeah. Stealing that one and taking that one back to APL. And the 2 nitros though, at least for this defensive round. Yeah, intrigued to see the IT wall battle with this band set. It's going to be really intriguing. Kaid not initially selected for the opening round, but will be an option later on. 2-brow for stall available though here for
if DZ wants any chance, News has to step it up.
Primary hard breach up for WildCard. They'll lean into both the exos of the thermite, pellets on Habana, and Thatcher for any clearance that may have been required, although shouldn't be too much of a problem here. This match finds itself in an intriguing state. Feels quite even at this point in time.
But you can.
Exterior con to be followed up here by IT. WildCard just chipping through the checklist.
A really big
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, WildCard should be very happy with that first half. They certainly gave him a freebie over to Dark Zero, closing on Kitchen Cafeteria. Outside of that, they've definitely been the better of the 2 teams on labs thus far, but I get the sense that this is going to be defense-sided. Just have that feeling. If it was in APL, it wouldn't even be a feeling. It would be more of a known quantity, but in NL it's a little different. Meeting side being opened up by the X-Kairos of Adrian. Delay from the Zoto canister of Fault. Still has 2 more, but still top right of that wall opens up.
This'll rattle them.
somewhat slow pacing from WildCard, but also very efficient. Yeah, command server is not all about
Did he shoot the
quickness
nomad? Probably did.
in its
Wow.
approach. It's all about doing the due diligence, go through the checklist, clear out a lot of utility, try and get some of these positions like electrical, which is usually going to be quite defended. And JR tries to time this nitro cell. It doesn't quite work out. Needs a bit of help towards electrical. Big battle ensuing, and it's a lovely double clear from WildCard. Love that push from Adrian and Baby Shark to combine.
Go see what's up.
The Warden, they get electrical control, and now the defense is under an immense amount of pressure.
Yeah, sustaining this for Dark Zero is going to be incredibly tough, and not even in a spot now where they can try and re-aggress. Good read as well for Spiker on drone, 40 seconds. It should be a pretty simple trade out for WildCard.
All the chance for Spiker to maybe put the nail in the coffin in this 7th round. Leaves the door slightly ajar for Kino and J9O.
That's just really terrible.
Onto Newers as well, from breaking up the floorboards to breaking up
Wow.
those defenders.
Yo, I cannot believe this, but it's looking like WildCard's going to take the series. That's crazy.
WildCard, and a bit of a statement as they get a very, very early attacking round. And they gain further separation on that scoreboard, closer now to EWC.
It didn't even need the trade out in the end. Clean and clinical with the vert element late. Had a whole plethora of flashbangs also available for the clearance, and a well synchronized push there facilitated by the double clear electrical side. That was really well played. Like the element there of the Thatcher on roof. I didn't quite catch if it had direct influence in the round.
It did nothing. Had no influence.
Nice consideration.
Literally no influence. Maybe to get us the win, it's probably.
As you can see, the push to electrical was certainly successful. There's the vert element late, and then J9O. Nothing he could do, and WildCard have pumped up 5-2 the scoreline.
10 seconds left.
Yeah, it feels like a longer way back now for Dark Zero. Probably needed to take out command server. It's also 7 rounds and still 100% on the opening kill conversion, highlighting WildCard's dominance in that area. But also, we've had 3 flawless rounds on Labs so far. We also had 3 flawless rounds on Chalet, and we also had 2 flawless rounds on Consulate. There's been quite a lot of flawless rounds in this series for what's been largely close. I mean, Consulate was close, 8-7. Chalet certainly wasn't, and right now Labs is.
I'm not watching Syro, just watching some Pro League.
Strange old series.
Time to make a new door.
Playoffs for the first group stage. So whoever wins this match
probably a big couple of rounds for Dark Zero.
gets their ticket to EWC, and then the losers still have a chance to play tomorrow. And then tomorrow, the big game tomorrow, Shopify Rebellion game.
Successfully defended both times by WildCard in the first half, comfortably. Flawless in one, 4 alive in the other. Time for Dark Zero to get active early. They need to start getting these opening picks. They've got to stop playing as a 4v5.
Maybe they have to start
what is well. Did I miss something?
For this particular round with that vert element in play. When
oh, Kino, first pick. There you go.
Kino, straight up gunfight onto Kansas, drops the thermite. Kansas has been on fire for map 3. Adrian's secondary hard reach will be disrupted.
Okay, well, there's
the Shark though with a delayed response on defaults. He too though gets caught. So it's advantage still for DZ at the midpoint of the round. A 2-2 split in terms of their structure. Kino's probably eager here to try and fall back. Easier said than done, and J9O now on an island.
NJR inside a storage for nitro cell. I was going to say, as Adrian pushed through IT, he could have been a little susceptible, but he was able to push through and ended up finding that kill onto J9O. NJR didn't pull the trigger on the nitro. Spiker at the window, free kill onto Newers. He half-checked that. He didn't give it the full look. And it gives Spiker the free kill. 2 versus 2, and 50 seconds is more than enough time here for WildCard. As they've got IT control as well. NJR and Kino need to play together.
I like this position. This is a tricky position to read for the attack.
Should be a free kill. Indeed it will be. That's Kid as well onto the floor. Adrian has to now make his way out of IT. Oh, the timing. NJR gets away, escapes, kit acquired, 20 seconds, lovely swing. What a power play from NJR.
Yeah, that really just exuded confidence. Love that position inside of Warehouse. He would have been very unlucky to have been cleared. And as he pushed forward, was then able to reposition into Useless and catches a good timing on the final swing. DZ desperately was searching for something to hit on that scoreboard and finally able to do so. I mean, I say finally, they've been seesawing rounds. It was really that 3-round head start though for WildCard that's put them in a strong position. As DZ continue to play catch up, they go down to basement. And you finally now see that Kaid brought into play, complementary to the Tuba Rao, and Castle as well to be deployed here. So expecting Castle barricades to be distributed for the horizontal clear first floor. And anticipating DZ to look to contest a little bit here and not necessarily forfeit complete vert control across to the attack, who respond accordingly with the Ram. Spiker as well on the Snake this round, so he'll play a pivotal role in looking to gain information alongside both the Lion and the Dockerby.
That was the closest round that we've had this game. In fact, it broke a streak of either 5 alive or 4 alive. From round 2 to round 7, guys, 3 flawless and 3 4 alives.
Wow. That's why this series feels a little weird.
It's been very weird. None of the rounds have been close up until that point. Hadrian gets taken low early. First time seeing Bank this half. Saw it only the one time in the opening half as well. And still at 100% conversion, it's green ticks for 8 rounds straight. Which is maybe bad news for Dark Zero that they didn't fully convert onto the Lion of Adrian, that he stays alive. It gives WildCard a chance. They do double down, at least from 1 Nitro in the previous round to 2. So they will increase the C4 maxing outlook into the 9th round by an extra Nitro.
Or the Yokai. Spot out Spiker and just eliminate that threat for the game's lurk.
Good info here as well.
It still remains up as well.
Or one of those Nitro Cells not connecting. One more available from NJR. Adrian, left side, wasn't expecting J90 to play that aggressive. Opening kill for Dark Zero. J90 wants to stay for more. I mean, he's still got a couple of gas babes. Why not stay and defend the position?
I wonder what the endpoint goal is for WildCard here. Do they try and formulate Exo? Options are pretty limited for them at this point in time. Nitro still up for NJR. He hasn't burnt that yet.
Can lay a smoke.
Bolts as well is still flicking Yokai's first floor. He's going to have a perfect read as to what WildCard posture for. Can relay that to the rest of the team. DZ in a really good spot.
Payload calls available for Baby Shark. Secondary hard breach from Bay. Again,
I think, yeah, DC's winning this round.
Available.
Good C4.
Boogie auto breaches, so no more damage really to the floorboards. Wow, shot from NJR. This Nitro gets shot out though from Spiker, but they lose the Dockerby.
That TCSG is just, that TCSG is just so good.
He's playing at the moment.
That TCSG is just too overpowered.
Versus 5 on the scoreboard. Only 1 round separating these two teams. It's 3 of the last 4 rounds to DZ, from 2-5 down to 4-5. It's been a strange, strange old series.
And the Thermite to join Kaid on the bench, so that's going to further limit the hard breach potential here for the attack. As in the meantime, WildCard will extend discussions by taking their tactical timeout. Probably just sensing that DZ are having a pretty good read so far in the second half. They maybe need to look to make a couple of adjustments accordingly. DZ in that last round specifically really loved the utilization there of the Echo first floor. It meant that they had a very strong read onto the final pivot and posture for the push, and JR did his job as required in contesting Vert and Breach. And good damage done earlier on in the round with some pretty aggressive forward positions held from the likes of J90 catching WildCard off guard. And maybe that has been a bit of a theme for them so far. DZ positionally just maybe being a little more proactive than WildCard have been able to read into.
I'm reloading.
Do catch the tail end there of the 9th round as MJR filled his role beautifully well.
Go, baby.
Dark Zero sounding concentrated on the comms. We return to top floor. And it's looking like with the Kaid banned out and both the Mirror and the Bandit, of course, unavailable, it might be a more aggressive IT hold here from DZ. I saw the wall at least half opened initially. Maybe looking to contest that aggro.
10 seconds to go.
Reloading now.
5 seconds remaining.
Gonna see the Monty here from Spiker. First time bringing Shield in this second half for WildCard.
Gotta reload.
Activating jammer. Mine activated.
In fact, shield play in general has been on the lower side for WildCard in the series. You have to, I think, if I'm reading this right, go all the way back to the second round of Consulate, which was the last time that we saw Spiker play Monty. It's been a long time.
Drone activated.
IT ultimately was fully reinforced, but pretty straightforward to open up even with the mute selected by DZ.
There's so much versatility in the lineup for WildCard. Like, when you think about the Sens, the Capitao, the Ying, they can clear rafters with that immense amount of utility, but then also, you know, the con meeting side, you think about, you know, even towards electrical. So they've got options with this lineup. They're not set on just one play. But it looks like rafters will be the play that they want to force J90 away and take that space.
I mean, the flush has been pretty good initially. Rafters now vacated, minute 30 on the clock. Spiker has not been peppered by Nitro Cells and Raised Blooms with smoke canisters. DZ will pocket that for later in the round. It's a positive start from WildCard. Key is to keep the attack at bay momentarily. And notably, all Candelas used by Adrian